Hello, everyone. This is Josh here with the Mythos podcast. I've got with me here Jingles Roscoe.
Yes, hello. It is I, Jingles Roscoe.
I've got Smiter Roscoe.
Last time I checked, I'm also Smiter Roscoe.
And we've got the illustrious Emperor Regent Pyman von Tart the 32nd.
Where are the trumpets?
I
need my do.
I don't have my dude.
don't have that.
I don't have any.
We had it on the to-do
Sorry.
list. Let me look at the to-do
You know what?
list.
It's okay. I'll do it myself.
Why is trumpets with a question mark just on the
You
to-do
dare
list?
interrupt our Emperor?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me, my lord. Many pardons. Many thousand-
Yes, I have returned to grace you all with my presence once more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. For
I know none of you asked, but that's okay. You didn't have to.
You just came in and sat down and waited for a microphone to start recording something.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a microphone? Let me just get my duder real quick. Alright.
I like your epaulets today, sir.
Yeah, I polished them before I got here. I wanted to look my best.
The tassels are nice.
They're nice and straight.
100% Argyle thread.
Ooh.
Really shelled out. So, we got our main topics ahead of us, but I had a little fun thing I thought I'd open up to show you guys.
Do tell.
I thought you'd find this interesting, but I'm sure as a lot of people here are aware, we're getting a new Smash DLC
Yes.
dropping actually in a couple of days.
Oh,
Yes.
crazy.
You mean the one with the character that everybody wanted?
Yeah, that character everybody asked for.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, one Mrs. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll go more in depth on this on another episode. It's only a matter of time before we do a Smash Bros. Episode at some point.
Yeah.
Very true.
But something bring up constant arguments that I hear of representation in Smash and Fire Emblem possibly having too much representation. That got me thinking. I never actually sat down to think about what is the split of representation in Smash per character. So I've got right here.
I love that he did the research.
Yeah.
You see, here's the thing.
You're submitting a paper?
This is a genuine position that I have about certain things. You look up the information, you will have my thanks. You do the research yourself, like Josh just did. You have my respect.
So what I've got right here is actually a tally of each series that's in Smash and how much representation it has per character.
Do trophies count?
No.
I think it's just playable characters.
Just
Okay.
playable
No,
characters.
spirit,
I know.
no, spirits don't count.
Okay.
Oh, no,
So
so
that-
spirits now. Okay.
So
Oh,
that
Lord.
yeah, I know spirits. So that's the big thing. Spirits don't count
Yes.
for this list.
Yes.
Skins don't count either. So
Okay.
Bowser Jr. is one character, not 9.
Yes.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
And Mii costumes don't count either.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start from the top and then go down from there.
Yes.
So actually, starting off with number 1 with the most representation, not much of a surprise, is Mario with 11 characters.
Yeah, I don't think anybody...
Oh.
That's not very controversial.
Why don't they call it the Super Mario fighting game?
That is
Oh.
what, featuring Nintendo friends.
Well, it's Mario Cross Fire Emblem.
I
That's
always
right.
figured it was because Mario is Nintendo.
Yes.
So
yeah, he's Mr. Nintendo.
obviously, there's going to be a lot of Mario.
He's
stuff.
Mr. Nintendo Sakaguchi.
Yes.
I thought there was going to be a lot. I didn't know that we're going to be that. I don't know why. I completely forgot that there was 11 characters from Mario.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 7 or something in my head.
Yeah. So that's number 1 with the most characters.
Yes.
Number 2 is, to my surprise, actually, a tie between Pokemon and Fire Emblem.
Yes.
With,
Yeah, there's a lot of
Oh.
Pokemon characters.
with 8 characters each.
8 characters each, including Byleth.
That's including Byleth. So Fire Emblem only just caught up with Pokemon with this recent DLC.
Right.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, other than that, Pokemon had more characters than Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Number 3 would be Legend of Zelda with 6.
But 3 of those are Link. So
They are canonically different people.
They are canonically different links.
And they-
Yes.
but they are all Link.
Don't they all have slightly different movesets?
They are.
Actually-
They are varied enough to that I
Yeah.
feel like it's for.
I was just about to say, with how great Ultimate handled it, each Link does absolutely handle differently from any other Link.
Yeah. And next up would be Metroid with 4 characters.
Oh, yeah.
3 of those are Samus.
3 of those are
Well, 2 of
yes.
them are Samus. One of them is just a massive Phazon.
Right, but it's also called Samus.
But it's in
Yeah.
the shape of Samus.
it's vaguely
It's
vaguely
Samus
shaped.
It's Samus shaped Phazon.
Yes.
It's Samus shaped Phazon in a trench coat.
And then the other one is a massive like space dragon.
Yes.
As long as they all perform Samus-like tasks.
Yeah.
That's right. They're Samus likes.
And we got and that's also I guess the other rule is if they take up a character slot, that counts as a character.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even Echo Fighters.
Oh, okay, we're including
Yeah.
Echoes.
So
That's
Echoes
good. Yeah,
so
yeah.
Echoes count, skins don't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So after Metroid would be Kirby with 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, this is a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
With 3 characters each.
Okay.
Is Kirby, Star Fox, and Kid Icarus.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. With Pit and Pit also.
Pit and Pit 2.
No, it's Pit and Pit with his staff gun.
Yeah. By the way,
Pit with gun.
when I was assembling the pre-list, I did list Dark Pit as Pit 2.
That's good.
you.
Like it's like spelled it like
Yeah.
TOO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Pit also.
Yes.
Yeah. Next up is another 3-way tie with 2 characters each, being Animal Crossing, Castlevania, and Street Fighter.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's those. Let's see, Animal Crossing and Street Fighter. In this one, they've recently, they've managed to maintain. I like that.
When was
Gosh.
Villager introduced?
In Smash 4.
4.
Was it 4?
Yep,
Okay.
Isabella
Yeah.
in Ultimate. Same thing with Ken.
Gosh golly, Castlevania, why do you get 2 characters at one go?
Yeah. Why do you get 2 new characters in this game?
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, why are you representing Castlevania so much?
What's the next
Why,
franchise that
why
we need to
couldn't we
hate?
have gotten Soma?
So this is going to be a lightning round because the rest of these are all just only you get 1 character each, but there's a lot of them.
All right, hit it.
So I'm
Hit
gonna
it.
hit
all
it.
the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go,
so
go,
all
go.
the rest.
All the
We got Ice Climbers, F-Zero, Metal Gear Solid, Game & Watch, Sonic, Pikmin, Rob, Mega Man, Wii Fit Trainer, Punch-Out, Splatoon, Bayonetta, Final Fantasy, Duck Hunt, Xenoblade Chronicles, Pac-Man, Persona, Dragon Quest, King of Fighters, and Banjo-Kazooie.
Nice.
All have 1 character. Actually, I guess I should change Wii Fit Trainer to actually 4 because there's Wii Fit Trainer and then the 3 Mii Fighters. So that's just Wii representation.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll bite.
But,
yeah, I'll
yeah.
bite on that.
I don't think it really matters that
But
much.
yeah,
Yeah.
so if you want to just generalize that as Wii representation, so
Yeah.
I guess it'd be console representation.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. I'd rather count the Mii Fighters as 1 instead of like 100 characters.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking about it, about how, like, when Corrin was introduced, most everybody was just like, ugh, another Fire Emblem character. Like, first of all, that was already kind of annoying.
Yeah.
And it was definitely meant to promote a game, which was Fates.
Yeah, it was Fates.
And then Three Houses is getting pushed with Byleth coming to Smash.
Well, doesn't everybody already like Three Houses?
I thought so,
Yeah,
but
I
I
like
mean,
it.
Well, now that the one of the characters is a Smash, now everybody hates it.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't hate
Thank-
Smash, they hate Three Houses.
There you go.
There you
Yes, that's it.
But I thought about it and I was all like, one game has 3 characters from it as playable characters in Smash, and that's Awakening with Robin, Chrom, and Lucina.
Yeah.
So it's like, why aren't more people upset with that? But a lot of people really like Awakening,
That's true.
Yeah.
and it kind of reinvigorated the series for a lot of Western fans.
It really did.
Fates,
Really?
I guess
Yeah.
some people liked Fates, except for all the like maybe incest that's happening. in it.
Well, actually, that's definite incest.
No, I'm trying to pretend like maybe it's not, but it's totally definite, 100% incest happening in that game. And then of course, Three Houses
I
is
gotta play Fates.
Sounds like it's a good time. I should play Fates.
Is that the one? Is that the one? Which one has the face touching mechanic? Or
No,
doesn't
That's
have the
Fates,
face
but the
touching
Japanese
mechanic.
version of
Yeah.
Fates.
Yeah, no, they got rid of that in the Western version because they decided we didn't want that.
They don't want you petting your waifus.
Yeah, they don't want you rubbing up on your wife.
No skin ships. You can't Mamoru people.
But you can still rub up all over your Pokemon in some of the Pokemon
Well, yeah,
games,
but
so-
that's like playing with your dog.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah,
A dog that's
Your
intelligent.
point, please.
yeah.
continue.
Why are you guys making this weird?
I'm waiting for us to come back to the point because that's just hanging in the
Let
air
me just
now.
manhandle
Yeah.
Gardevoir. That's totally playing with my dog.
Playing with my dog.
As you start squishing the face of that guy that you have just chained to your radiator.
Yep. Who's a good prisoner? Who's a good prisoner? Don't spit out the pumpkin.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
It stuffs the poffin down his throat. Eat more poffins.
Eat more puffin.
No more poppins, right?
Wow. This is taking a dark turn.
So
But
Smash.
yeah, I just thought it was interesting because people seem to really like Awakening and are kind of lukewarm with Fates. I think a lot of people really liked Three Houses, but are really kind of burnt out by the fact that there's so many Fire Emblem sortie characters, and it's very, it comes off as like them really trying to sell more copies of Three Houses,
Right, yeah.
by promoting this character.
What? A
And stuff
company
like that.
using a product to boost another product?
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
it's pretty obvious, but yeah.
Well, I think
people
also
can still get upset with it.
Sakurai has kind of had his finger in like other Fire Emblem based events like here and there also. So I think some of that is also maybe he's just a fan of the series.
Nobody's a fan of the series, Josh.
Oh, man.
Don't you know that
You-
by now?
well,
Everybody
you-
hates Fire Emblem except for that time
Well,
we
you
didn't.
hate it. That means we all hate it.
That's
That's right.
Isn't that how that works?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you should feel bad for liking it.
No, what's funny is when Three Houses was first announced, I was just like completely meh about it.
Yeah.
I didn't care at all about it.
Yeah.
But then you bought it, and then we're playing through it, and I've been really enjoying that.
Yeah, and I'm actually really happy that it's my first Fire Emblem game.
Yep.
I know that Josh explained this to me about how they streamlined a lot of stuff. They changed a few things up. Not a lot of mechanics that were in the older games have transferred over.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess I'll never really know what would have been the right one to start with. But this feels like a pretty good first step for me of actually enjoying Fire Emblem.
And it still lets you just shove your face in all the Dobon Tonkaros you want to.
I hope so.
So I think that's pretty great.
I also think on the point that you talked about with Corrin, I think what people were irritated with more was less the character pick itself and more the fact that Corrin came in immediately after like Cloud freaking Strife.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's another thing that I've been hearing talked about a lot lately. Is like we have this lineup of all third-party characters that were highly requested, and then Byleth.
Yeah.
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 So like I feel like in 4, if they flipped the two in order of release, it probably would have gotten like even more of a pop.
I would think so.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, I think so too. Like, if they squeezed in Byleth, like, after Joker,
Yeah.
probably, I don't know, maybe it wouldn't have been, like, such a heavy reaction.
Well, even then, like arguably Terry was kind of I feel like was kind of a good buffer space between Banjo, who's been people have been asking for since Melee, and then Byleth.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there going to be more fighters though?
Six more.
Six more fighters.
Yeah.
What are
Guys,
we-
six
Okay,
more
well, we got
fighters.
6 more chances to get cool things.
Right.
We got
yeah.
6 more chances to be disappointed.
Buddy, I'm not biting on my nails over this.
Listen, I was
going
gonna say 6 more chances to get Dante.
So somebody did an edit of like the spaces, and all 6 spaces are filled with different Dante.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's DMC 1 to 5 Dante, and then the last space is Dante from the Beautiful Joe cameo that he did.
The one I saw was like 6 more characters, and they were all older Fire Emblem characters. So there was like Hector, Eli Wood, Leaf.
Yeah, I saw that
I
too.
saw that one.
Yeah.
That was good.
I watched Donkey's video, and he did like he's all like the next character is gonna be this guy from Fire Emblem, and
Yeah.
it's just like the entire video is going through like a lot of really obscure Fire Emblem characters.
And then he just starts saying like nonsense characters and characters that are already in Smash.
No, the next Fire Emblem character is going to be one of the ones they made for the mobile game.
Yeah.
There you
Oh.
Fire Emblem Heroes.
Oh,
It's not
I would
terrible.
not like that.
what if the next DLC character is one of the main characters from Tokyo Mirage Sessions?
Somebody will be happy about that.
I'm sure somebody would. Be.
Someone will.
Yeah,
Yes.
someone.
I'll be honest with you. If that did happen, I certainly wouldn't be thrilled.
Yeah.
I don't. That's just me. I don't. That's just me.
No, as an active Fire Emblem fan, I don't really care about Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I was disappointed with the Byleth reveal, but I'm not mad about it. I'm just like, and I'm waiting to see what else we get with.
I'm happy enough that the character still looks like it's going to be different from the other ones. Because that was the other thing that got me thinking is, more than anything, people have been saying, oh, another Marth clone in Fire Emblem.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, I think the only character really that is exactly carbon identical to another Fire Emblem character is Lucina.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to defend her
Yeah.
because she is just Marth.
Yes.
But like I feel like with all the other Fire Emblem characters they've added, they all have different enough movesets that they all feel different.
Right.
Yeah.
Like even the next worst one on the list, like with Crom still drawing his moveset from other characters, even he's at least splitting his moveset between two different characters
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
to like make it feel a little bit different, I feel.
Crom got that big bite, and that makes him
Yeah.
pretty different.
But
No.
like especially Robin and Corrin, like they have very different movesets.
They do, and I really appreciate. I really appreciate Robin not having a dedicated counter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Byleth is also not going to have a dedicated counter.
Mm-hmm.
I remember talking to you, Josh, earlier about how I was feeling, and I shared this with Mammy, and I shared this with Jingles. I'm completely willing to accept that I set myself up for this,
Yeah.
and that's like the big reason why I felt initially the way that I felt. I was actually kind of upset, and a lot of it I'm willing to chalk up that most of it had to do with. Like, I set up my expectations, and I thought we were going to get Dante.
Yeah.
But that being said, I have gone past my initial feelings of being upset and being disappointed. And now, especially going back and rewatching the Byleth presentation, I'm looking forward to her. I'm looking forward to actually playing her.
Yeah. You know, funny thing is I also had my expectations set for it to be Dante. And for like a second, or for like a few seconds when I saw the reveal, I was also disappointed. But then I didn't really have it in me to be upset after that, because I then went back and realized like the hype for and expectation for Dante to be in Smash was completely manufactured.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because like Nintendo never did anything to say like to suggest that it was Dante, and it didn't help that Capcom happened to have a announcement for DMC the same day as the Direct.
Yep.
Fair enough, yeah.
And it's like I feel like people are always going to see the signs where they want to see them. Me included. I saw the signs I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Sekiro is totally going to be Bloodborne 2, you guys.
Oh, yeah. That's actually a really good point you just made right there.
Yeah, and I was fully convinced that was the case when they teased Sekiro.
Yeah. They gave us nothing. They gave us a rope tightening on a mechanic, and then
it's all
just
blood.
shadows die twice.
Yeah, and it was all bloody too. So I was like, that's a trick weapon. With a big red circle pointing at it.
It did, but like, you know what? Even Max tricked himself into that too.
Yeah.
So like I thought of that and I was like, no, Nintendo didn't lie to me. I kind of lied to myself.
Yeah. I know you don't play Smash Pie, man.
I mean,
but
Yeah, I was gonna say I did care in the first place because I've been
Yeah.
living in 1997 playing Diablo Hellfire this whole time.
I thought you were gonna say Vanilla Warhammer.
Well, yeah, that too. But
But you have to switch off of Diablo eventually.
no, yeah,
Something.
no.
That's when you go back to vanilla Warhammer.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to boat myself in between Warhammer and old video games.
It took us forever
Yeah.
to get. It took us forever to get Pieman from Dungeons and Dragons to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
2.0.
You're still rolling for wealth.
Yeah, AD&D 2.0. I'm still using THAC0. I'm still rolling for wealth. That's how I roll, man.
Yeah.
How much money do I have? I don't know. Let's see.
Honestly, I know that it's a pretty far out sort of perspective for you, Pieman, but I'm a little bit curious about what it looks like to you on the outside. If it just looks like any other spat that you've seen about the place, or you're just all like, it's just interesting to see this sort of reaction.
I was watching. I've been watching the whole time, and everybody was. All I saw was everybody floating the characters that they wanted to be in the game.
Yeah, like
And
Steve
basically just
Minecraft,
chanting and cheering
you
with each
got,
other.
Master
And
Chief's
then-
totally gonna make it this
Yeah,
time.
and then they announced it, and everybody's like, "Ah!" They just all throw up their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, everybody was exactly hyping themselves up, and then got disappointed when they didn't get what they wanted.
Yeah. No, that's fair. It's
I
a
think
lot of contributing factors.
I think it also helps that whenever I see Sakurai's face, I can't be mad at him ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can
Either.
just see how much he's trying to like do a good job.
He's trying to do a good job, you guys.
Especially by the end of the direct, when he's just sitting there, he's just genuinely telling me, he's all like, I really do care, and I'm really giving it my all. And I was like, man, I can't even be mad.
I just want him to have a vacation.
Yeah.
As the Gorilla Munch Gorilla once said, "There is no need to be upset."
Because he did totally say that one time. It definitely wasn't memes.
No, that was a real thing that a real gorilla said.
Yes.
Yeah, a real
With that
gorilla.
face.
All right, so thank you for attending my TED Talk. I'm gonna
Hey,
go.
thanks for having
This
us.
was a TEDx talk.
Yeah, it was a TEDx.
Oh,
So I've
TEDx.
got
You,
the
you paid like $2,500 to give this talk.
yeah, and now everybody's gonna throw tomatoes at me
Yeah.
for being like, guys, Byleth wasn't the worst choice.
They're going to execute you on Twitter.
That's
Yeah.
it. Podcast canceled. Stream
Hey, you know what?
canceled, channel
I
canceled.
can't be canceled on Twitter if I don't have a Twitter.
That's
right.
true.
No, people are gonna hate you so
can't-
much. You
You
have to
can't
make a
cancel
Twitter.
me if I cancel myself.
Refresh my memory, guys. In Smash 4, who came after Corrin? Do you remember?
Corrin was the last one, I think.
Was Corrin the last one?
It was either Corrin or Bayonetta.
Bayonetta was the last one.
Bayonetta.
Okay,
it was.
so let's say that they decide to sort of follow the same loose template of what they did in Smash 4. After Byleth, it could be just like how you called it, Pieman. They could immediately just go straight into fan picks. all
No, yeah,
over
that's
again.
where
Yeah.
that's where everybody's going again. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's going to happen.
Well,
Everybody's
Sakura-
going to regroup
Yeah.
to whatever characters they want.
Well,
Yeah.
I think. Well,
I mean,
in-
like the team, the creative team.
Well,
the
I think-
development team.
The
Yeah.
actual.
Well,
creative.
they've said that they're not doing fan picks anymore.
Well,
They-
they said,
they've said
he
that
said
they're-
don't ask me
Yeah.
on social
I
media
think
because we've
yeah.
already decided the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're not going to do fan picks anymore for this one.
Well, I mean, they've already decided what characters they're
So it
going
was
to
a very-
Not
it was
for
a-
this,
It was a very nice way for them to say "Don't at me."
Yeah.
Man, he literally said, "Don't at me."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like it's just to say for at least this next Fighters Pass that
Yeah.
it's already been decided.
Yeah.
Yeah. No matter how
but
much
we'll
you
see
guys
what
ask on
happens.
social media or anything like that, like,
I-
it's set.
I wonder if after the first time they took the fan poll, if they took a look at all the results and thought never again.
Yeah.
I want Gino because
Because
he's my friend.
They did say that Bayonetta was like the top choice everybody voted for that they could feasibly do, which means number one was absolutely either Goku or Shrek.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are so dumb. I hate those.
And if they decided never again after that, I don't think I could blame them.
Right. Fair enough.
That's what happens when you leave it to the internet.
yeah, you get things like Bodie McBoatface.
You get Bodie McBoatface, Freddy Fazbear,
and Batman Turkey.
yeah, Batman Turkey.
There you go.
The town of Batman in Turkey.
Yeah.
Hey, when are they gonna give us give us Conquer as a playable character, and then get a Great Mighty Pooh stage
Oh God.
and have Pooh in the background singing.
No, I was thinking the next character is going to be Banjo Kazooie, but nuts and bolts.
Oh.
but specifically the intro nuts and bolts Banjo Kazooie.
I was going to say the nuts and bolts car.
The car. No, it's Grunty's brain.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I'm already predicting that whatever sort of character that they pick next, if it's a character that people like, they're not going to take into account that Sakurai had already had all of this stuff planned out before Byleth was ever announced. They're just going to be like, look, see, they're changing it because of fan backlash.
Yeah.
Look at
No,
that.
they're not.
There are. I know, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that people.
I'm
are
saying
going to read
that
it
to
that way.
everyone else.
Thank you. Yes,
The
thank
cycle
you.
will
Like-
continue regardless of what we learn about
You know
ourselves.
what? As game development is something that takes like months, if not like years.
Yes.
Years overall, months just for tiny things. They're not going to undo years worth of work just for fan backlash.
Exactly.
But Sonic, though, remember Sonic?
That's a movie.
Remember where they spent like another 40
Yeah,
million?
and it was a horrible mistake for them to do so. They should have doubled down on that hideous monstrosity.
Should have doubled down.
Because now that sets up the precedent that, if we whine enough, we're going to get what we want.
Well, we do live in this culture where if we whine enough, we get what
It's
we
the
want.
temper tantrum culture.
It is,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. But hey, that was very nice of you to do.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that poll.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you for attending my TEDx talk.
Yes.
I got the talking stick here now. I'm just gonna heave it up into the air. Whoever catches it.
Oh, I got
it.
Passing the conch.
There you go.
Oh. All right. Well, I'll just gingerly pick it up and pass it off to Jingles.
Why did you even go after it if you weren't even going to use it?
It's a stick in the air. I have to try to go for it.
Are you a dog?
No,
Maybe
no.
a dwarf.
Do I have to pet you like my pet? Like
You're
Pokemon?
you're that asshole at the weddings who catches the flowers and then you throw them in the dumpster.
I won't need these.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch gears and move on to our main topic of this particular episode. Guys, I've been looking at old movies, and I've been looking at movies that I grew up with lately, and I was just all like, I really miss these movies. These are movies that I really loved, and like I realized not a lot of people talk about. And I was just like, I wonder if the other guys have movies that they enjoyed a lot or watched a lot as little youngins that they really, really enjoyed that they don't really hear too many people talking about much lately. And so, yeah, I was just gonna because one of the things that Pyman and I have bonded over and have been surprised about is how many movies that we both watched that we don't hear anybody else ever talking about, like DreamWorks films, and like we talk about Road to El Dorado sometimes. And
I love the movie so much.
It's so much fun. And it's like, we don't hear people talking about Road to El Dorado very much.
That's a very good gif.
We're like, what the actual heck? It was back when DreamWorks was still making 2D animated films before Jeffrey Katzenberg got really mad and was just all like, I'm going to make movies just to poop on Disney.
Here, Shark Tale.
Here's a Shark Tale.
So right before somebody showed up.
That main character of Shark Tale makes me uncomfortable to look at.
Yes. The
Will Smith fish?
Yeah. I don't like the Will Smith fish.
The Will fish?
The Will Fish. Will Smith? Yes.
Yes.
Will Smith.
Yes.
Will Smith.
So DreamWorks.
Yes. But I was just, and I was talking with our good buddy Alex, the Burning Fist.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just talking about, just reminiscing about old movies that I used to watch and like had a great time with and loved a whole lot. And then I was just like, I wonder what the ratings on Rotten Tomatoes for these movies are. And then I went and checked and found out that none of the movies that I had brought up with him had more than 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That sounds about right.
Which makes me laugh.
That's
but
too bad.
this is like, It's one of those situations where I'm just so like, these aren't very good movies, but I love them very dearly.
I think, well, I mean, you said Road to El Dorado. I think Road to El Dorado is a great movie.
The Road to El Dorado is a great movie.
Well, I also don't feel like Rotten Tomato scores always reflect what the movie is actually like.
Well, I mean, aggregate rating sites are never going to be 100% accurate.
All I was looking at was the critics' review score for these movies. I would look at the audience score, and the audience score almost always was a lot higher because people really loved these movies.
Because, like, another example, last time I checked, Face Off had a higher rating than Rogue One.
I haven't checked in a while, but that's once again audience rating stuff, not like, real stuff.
You mean the critic rating? Because I feel like the critic rating is usually even more dissonant.
The critics have to be bitter and hateful towards everything.
Yeah.
Or else they're not really a critic. So.
You can't have fun in a movie and let it be a good movie. It must be somber. It must be French.
Yes. It must be.
It must be noir.
If you're not watching La Vie en Rose and crying, then you're not watching movies
and
right.
you are not. Don't you dare watch that with subtitles.
as you're sitting there in full weeping, and as he slowly writes down 99% fresh.
Yes. And so I wanted to open up the floor for everybody to discuss about a few movies that they watched growing up. I have a small list.
Real quick, I'd also like to throw in TV shows that we used to watch too.
Sure, TV shows as well.
Dang.
If you have any.
I'm fine with either.
Okay.
There's a small list I mentioned, and I was telling Big Will Holland about this. Oh, first of all, we have a couple of voicemails. Do you want to do those first and then talk about the movies real quick?
I kind of do, but that's just because I'm excited about viewer questions.
Yeah. I have a couple of voicemails talking about our previous episode.
Okay.
I'm going to hop into that real quick and then talk about the main thing.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to the main subject about halfway through the show.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Pie-Man will slowly fade at that point.
Yes. And so...
Goodbye, my friends.
Goodbye. We have one from our good pal, good friend, good buddy, Big Will Holland, as well as one from the Crafting Cosplayer. And so we will go... Where are we? Here we are.
Just help me out. Are they positive? Because I'm not in the right headspace for negative stuff right now.
It's only ever positive.
Pie-Man needs to guard his heart against negativity.
I do.
By pretending that he doesn't care about it.
I do.
Okay, so this was the one from Big Will.
Hey guys, just want to say first of all, Pie Man, appreciate your story of separating the disc into the four winds. That was pretty awesome. That should be a premise of an anime itself. And then I personally want to tell you about an anime that really messes up your head. I watched Excel Saga for the first time with a friend of mine's recommendation, and it made my brain leak out of my ears, and I had to kind of find it and put it back together. And then they ended up showing me Poime afterwards, and it just re-leaked the ears out again. So that's an anime for you if you want to really mess up somebody up on anime. Anyway, take care, guys. Great content. I appreciate the anime episode. And keep on rocking out with great content, guys. Take care.
So there you go, Excel Saga. That's fun.
Melted his brain.
Yeah, I can see that. That's quite the ride.
Yep,
It's a Looney Tunes comedy.
it is a Looney Tunes comedy. Here's a question from the Crafting Cosplayer.
Ooh.
Hi guys, this is the Crafting Cosplayer, and I just wanted to say, you guys are evil. I had forgotten all about the vacation song from Pokemon. Forgotten all about it. I listened to your anime podcast on Monday. It is Thursday now, and the song is still stuck in my head, and I really want to watch Pokemon. Ah, you guys! My childhood. Ah!
Never have I felt more victorious than this moment.
We created an evil earworm.
I feel like we have.
I didn't mean to.
You couldn't stop it.
No,
You said Pikachu's vacation, and then we all started vacations where I wanna be. That's me. We don't need a holiday.
Oh, but Will, he mentioned Puni Puni Plummy.
Yes.
He did.
Which
we
got to watch with
we
you.
We absolutely have seen.
We have seen Puni Puni
I think I still have it somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if I kept it because it's one of those where it's like, I don't know if I want this.
Yeah. Definitely.
There were some funny bits in it that I really enjoyed, but a lot of the subject material was like, yeah, I don't want to keep this.
It didn't always land. There were parts of it that were real hit and miss, but there were some hits in there that really landed.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, one of my favorite gags is still like that point where they're all at the slumber party and then like I don't even know how to describe their position. They're like lying down, their heads are near each other, and then they start talking, and then like their heads perform unnatural movements so that they could face each other. And when it does, it goes in order to
very distinct bone-breaking sounds.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so weird. Puni Puni Poemi is definitely something special.
But then the aliens who killed her parents were her parents the whole time.
It's pretty bonkers.
It is pretty bonkers.
But I guarantee it's way better than Master of Martial Arts.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that. At least it has something to enjoy.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
Masters of Martial Arts
Has nothing.
to
enjoy.
Okay. So going back to the videos or the movies that I was referring to before.
Yes, questions.
And no
Oh,
questions.
no questions?
Well,
Just
we have
voicemails.
I have a question from Will, but I figured we'll talk about our movies first.
Okay. Yeah,
Unless you
go.
want to listen to Will's question first.
Go ahead. Let's let's go ahead with what we were doing first.
Yeah,
And then
let's
we'll
get on
to-
to the main topic.
Yeah.
Main topic. So the movies that I wanted to bring up that I was thinking about was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Love that movie. I think it's great, and I quote it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The Disney's live-action Three Musketeers film, which I had mentioned before.
yes.
Hocus Pocus. Love Hocus Pocus. And those were kind of the main ones that I wanted to bring up and just kind of talk about. I quote those movies a lot. I think Hocus Pocus got a resurgence of people like checking it out again because of that one song that was
That Bette Midler just killed.
no
Oh no, which one?
the Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Oh,
one that she did.
that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was Sarah Michelle Gellar. I could be so wrong. Well, guys, what if I'm wrong?
What if I'm wrong? Then the internet will burn you.
Who do you think is Sarah Michelle Gellar?
In Hocus Pocus.
Another fun bit of trivia with Hocus Pocus that I was reading is apparently it's also the first movie that people generally accept the first usage of the term spoopy.
Huh.
Because the term spoopy means something that is scary but also funny.
Interesting.
Yes, it
I
was
like
Sarah
that.
Michelle
I like
Gellar.
that a lot.
She was the hot sister.
She was. Even as a kid, I was all like, "That's the pretty one."
That's the pretty one.
I mean, it's not exactly difficult to tell what they were going for there.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. As a dumb child, it was clear enough that I could understand it.
But these are a few movies that I loved a lot and watched a lot as a kid and will still quote a lot to this day that I don't feel like are particularly good movies, and I don't think people really care about them a whole lot. But
Well, I mean, I think people like Hocus Pocus a lot now, with that cult following and all.
right, Hocus Pocus, but not the Three Musketeers.
No,
or,
you're right, yeah.
No.
Or Secret of the Ooze. I think people like Secret of the Ooze, but I think most people that grew up in like the 90s and late 80s, when they think about TMNT movies, they think about like the first one as the really good one. But it's weird because I think that first one is probably a better film, but Secret of the Ooze is one that I watched so much more and loved so much more.
Oh, yeah.
And quote so much more.
Yeah.
Growing
Wasn't
up.
Secret of the Ooze the one where they were like, you can't use your weapons, so they're always just strapped to their backs?
No.
I never heard an explicit rule, but
Well, not in the movie. But
Okay.
it was they didn't like the studio wanted to tone down on
Okay.
the violent content.
Okay.
Well,
And so
they just didn't
Maybe.
want so much language and stuff. But no, they still use their weapons from time to time.
Yeah.
I remember there being one where they basically just wear their weapons on their back the whole time.
Might have been 3
Maybe
where they
yeah.
went back in time.
Yep.
Actually, you're right. Yeah, I think that was the one.
There's also the cartoon back in the day, and so that they weren't allowed to do a whole lot as far as like fighting and stuff goes. That they made fun of it in one of the 2 like crossover events with the modern Turtles.
Yeah.
One of them was Turtles Forever, which I think was the better of the 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the other one that the Nickelodeon Turtles did, which I thought was really good. But they had mentioned like they're not allowed to use their weapons on anything. And there was a point where Leonardo from the past pulls out his swords from his back and then just starts kicking towards the person, walking towards him, kicking. It's just like one of the funniest things. And they make a lot of jokes at the expense of the old Turtles cartoon. But
They need to go back to the comics, start chopping people up.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, in that case, I feel sorry for the one that gets the swords because they can't even touch those. At least with nunchucks and bow stabs, you can whack people with them and they're alive.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Like, swords are, like, made to kill.
Yeah.
It's so funny because also, like, Michelangelo had to have his whole weapon set changed for, like, Europe and stuff because nunchucks were considered too dangerous as opposed to, like, swords in size, but...
I think
Really?
it's because
Wow.
it's because nunchucks were affiliated with gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
And where are the gangs all using, like, size?
Oh,
We're the
nunchucks.
sword catcher
Nunchucks,
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like size and, like, hook swords.
Yeah, exactly.
We're the Cabal gang. We all use hook swords.
We all use hook swords.
Wear gas masks.
But yeah, I don't know who wants to pick it up from there. Talk about...
Well, for me, we saw way too many Disney movies. And that's obvious because of how we talk to our fans and how we're always popping off with Disney songs. I found out something that really sort of jellied my donut the other day. And that is that a film that I loved when I was a kid, The Three Caballeros. It's not a particularly like big and popular film. It's definitely much more on the obscure side. But I loved it when I was a kid and when I was growing up. I found out that bad boy came out in the 50s, and I had no clue.
You didn't think it was that old?
No, when I was a kid, I was I just thought it was just like any other animated film because it was still done so well. Like, all the jokes still landed, and I still was able to appreciate everything that they were talking about. But they brought the Three Caballeros back in DuckTales, and now the Three Caballeros have their own show. I'm assuming starting off on Disney Channel and then just moved over to Disney Plus. But, gosh, I just love that film. And I have no idea what the ratings are on it. But, like, it predates a whole bunch of other stuff. So I have no idea, like, how it was received or how commercially well it did. But it was definitely one of our favorite movies when I was growing up. But that's what immediately comes to me, The Three Caballeros. And it's a movie that occasionally we'll go back to and we'll re-quote in family meetings and stuff. Because it was just so rare of a thing. What about you guys?
Well, other than Star Wars, because Star Wars were my big movies growing up.
Yeah.
I watched a few like Disney movies here and there. I didn't actually watch a ton of movies growing up. A lot of stuff I watched I caught on TV just like on cable, like when I was visiting family or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do remember repeatedly watching Lion King and Toy Story like a lot when I was a kid. Like I would rewatch it.
Those are strong.
Those are both very, very good movies.
Solid picks.
Yeah.
Solid picks. Right on.
I caught more TV shows more so than anything.
Well, which ones?
Well, I watched a lot of growing up. I watched a lot of SpongeBob. I think nearly every kid in America did.
Definitely, and they're still watching it.
I also watched a lot of like Doug. When that was on. Yeah. I actually used to have a green sweater vest when I was a kid that looked like the one that Doug wore.
Nice. Did you treasure it?
Yeah, I did.
Nice.
My mom actually bought it for me, and she bought it because she thought like, oh, it looks like the one from the show that he watches.
Yeah. Right on.
Your Doug sweater.
Yeah. Man, the characters in that look gross.
You know, they're weird looking, but I prefer them to like Rocket Power.
Oh, Rocket Power.
Yeah, Rocket Power.
Oh, yeah, like the...
On a mission.
There was this whole animation splurge with like Rugrats and Rocket Power
Yeah.
and stuff. Just absolute hideous characters.
I do remember Rocket Power, and I remember Tony Hawk appearing on like an episode, and he looks like a yellow leukemia victim.
I remember that episode.
It looks nothing like Tony Hawk at all, and he only shows up for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Because that's probably all they could afford.
Oh, sure. But they spent the whole episode building to Tony Hawk.
But one that I also remember, because this was also my first TV show, was my first instance of ever thinking like I want to draw and like do art and stuff, was the show Chalk Zone.
Oh,
I watched
nice.
that. I watched that a bunch as a kid, and
He's got the chalk.
yeah, that show actually as a kid made me want to like draw and stuff.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Chalk Zone.
Yeah.
Rudy's got the chalk zone.
No,
Nothing. All right.
No, I don't blame you. Rudy.
My favorite was like when they actually developed a villain in Skrull. Mm-hmm. Skrull was because how much about Chalk Zone do you remember, or do you know at all?
I don't know what the hell.
So let me break it down for you. So Rudy is this kid that finds this magic pack of chalk.
Okay.
And it looks like ordinary chalk.
All right.
But
I'm following
anything
you so
that he
far.
draws with the chalk comes to life.
That's a good
if
power.
he wants to, he can draw a circle in a wall or on the floor, and it'll become a portal that he can hop into called Chalk Zone.
That's strong
Yeah.
tech.
And
Strong tech.
That's some strong juju.
He can hop into Chalk Zone and where all the other chalk drawings live. And
Yeah.
we're talking like
So it's
anything that kids have come up with.
Yeah, so anything that's been drawn on like a chalkboard, like anywhere, like it just appears and becomes like a living being in Chalk Zone.
Yeah.
So there's all these like weird drawings of like
little kid monsters and stuff like that.
That sounds frightening, actually.
a little bit.
It's more like Foster's.
Yeah.
Foster's Home for
Yeah, I
Imaginary.
think more along
yeah,
the lines
I-
of Foster's and not like the realistic.
No, but just from like an esoteric standpoint,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
that sounds horrifying.
yeah, it's
It's a good show.
And also considering the main character who gets like this special magic chalk can just draw whatever he wants into existence.
That's a huge power. Like,
Yeah.
that's way too much
He's-
power.
He's basically the god of Chalk Zone.
So, after, I don't even know if it was like a season or two later, but they finally introduce a villain into the show, and his name is Skrull. And it turns out that he has a personal relationship with the main character named Rudy. And the thing is that when Rudy was really, really little, the first character he ever drew was this character called Skrull, and it's hideous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's a little baby kid drawing something, and eventually that got washed away and got sent to Chalk Zone, because anything you draw with chalk eventually gets washed away and it winds up in Chalk Zone.
Yeah.
So,
Is that like death?
no, it's just
No.
where they go to live.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's birth. Okay.
Yeah.
birth.
It's more or
Yeah.
less birth. And
They float down the river Styx.
and Skrull remembers that. And he missed Rudy for all this time. And then he found out that Rudy made a new best friend. Like, when he found the magic chalk, he drew, like, this little superhero character with him that follows him around. And, like, they're best friends. They go on adventures and stuff. Skrull found out about that and just developed a seething hatred for Rudy.
Yeah.
And so his job was to steal the magic chalk from Rudy and then recreate himself and then the entirety of Chalk Zone.
Yes.
I thought it was a really interesting arc, but
Okay.
Yeah.
like it was just neat to see them try to bring out a villain in that. Sorry, that's Chalk Zone.
Yeah.
No, that's great.
You know-
I'm pretty sure I've never heard of Chalk Zone before,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that sounds cool, actually.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so wacky.
I am glad you're able to remember like a lot of those finer details, because I think the last time I watched it was like I was like 9.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds right.
fair enough. Skrull stuck out to me really
Yeah.
big.
I do remember that, and I do remember the general premise of it. But I watched that a bunch when I was a kid.
Oh, Skrull had a villain song. Like a big
Yeah.
sweeping Disney song.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Part of me kind of wished there was at least one episode in Chalk Zone where they had like reference to like the evil like 2D SpongeBob from that episode where they get like the artist pencil.
Doodle Bob?
Yeah, Doodle Bob. I think it would have been great if they'd shown Doodle Bob in the background like at least once.
Yeah. You doodle me, SpongeBob. He's become sentient and evil. Sorry, were there any other ones? I know I cut
those
you
are-
off
those
in
are
Chalk
li-
Zone.
Yeah, no, like those are the major ones that I remember. But I feel so good about hearing you like never hearing about like these shows before,
Like,
because
That's one.
it's like much like in the anime episode where it's like, I'm sorry, Angel Cop. Now it's like, I'm sorry, Chalk Zone. Now I
Got your back.
can tell you about that and like Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, right.
He knows
Got a blast.
Oh, yes, I'm well aware
Yeah.
of Jimmy Neutron.
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
It took me forever. I wasn't talking because I was trying to read.
Yes.
I found out what was going on with the nunchucks and Michelangelo.
Thank you.
It was
okay.
in the 87 animated series. It says Michelangelo began the series with his trademark nunchaku as his weapons, but controversy surrounding the weapons in the United Kingdom led for the scenes of their use being edited out of local broadcasts of the series. To compensate this, the American showrunners dropped the nunchaku from the series entirely in the 3rd season, replacing them with a grappling hook called the Turtle Line that served as Mikey's signature weapon for the rest of the show's run.
Dang. I don't like that at all.
I know, it's
Actually,
cool.
now that you mention it, I do remember there being a grappling hook in some episodes.
Yes, and then the new series, because there's Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which looks like poop.
Oh.
But the 3D animated one,
Oh, is that the CG show?
Mikey, yeah, no, the CG one is the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
right now.
okay.
That's the one he likes.
Yeah,
okay.
the Mikey is depicted with both nunchucks and a kusarigama.
Nice. Oh yeah, they do have other weapons because Raph also has Sai and Tonfa.
Isn't that the one that got the Kinect game?
Oh gosh.
Oh, Out of the Shadows.
Oh no!
No,
okay.
Out of the Shadows was a
I don't know if it had a Kinect game.
was a 3D brawler.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That came out before
Out of the Shadows.
Out of the Shadows, the movie, even though I don't think they have anything to do with each other.
They really don't.
Like it's not even the same like turtle universe. I don't think.
Believe me, when the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows dropped, like when the trailer for that dropped, I immediately became a little upset. I was like, that's so confusing. I hate this.
And then you saw the movie, and you're like, I really hate this.
Shoot, you actually got me remembering that that 2000s Turtle show. How
Yeah.
like it more or less wrapped up, and then
TMNT.
they dropped Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Lost Episodes, and it was an entire new season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's when the Turtles not only had like their signature weapons, but they got anime powers.
Oh yeah. I
It
remember
was
that.
awesome.
Which one of them got the Sharingan?
Nobody, but they all got sent on like little personal quests to discover these ancient legendary weapons, which were essentially better, cooler versions of their regular weapons.
Oh, so that they went and got their artifact weapons.
Basically, like Leonardo got this like single giant katana. Like I can't even remember what was the name of like that really long one that was designed to take out the horse and the rider too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you got a Nodachi.
Basically, he got a Nodachi.
You got-
Donatello got a got a Nagi, and I can't remember what Raphael got. I'll probably remember later. But I remember Michelangelo got that 3-piece segmented nunchuck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that like you can kind of get in Devil May Cry 5.
Oh yeah, Cerberus.
Basically that.
Yeah.
And each weapon had a spirit attached to it. So each one of them had to tame each one. As a group, they had to tame 4 individual dragons associated with their weapons.
So they each got a devil arm.
Pretty close. And each one of them had like a dragon spirit on the inside. Yeah. And then that's when they found out that the Shredder wasn't just one man, but it was an eternal evil spirit that passed on from Shredder to Shredder. And it turned into just this massive anime fight at the end. And I thought it was baller.
Shredder's the Lich King.
Basically. I thought it was baller. I loved it.
That was weird.
It's weird, I'll admit that. Like, it's such a left turn for that series in particular. You could watch the entirety of the 2000 Turtles and leave out that bit, and you wouldn't be the poorer for it. But I would say that there's a lot of stuff in there that you'd be missing out on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Turtles.
It's worth checking out.
It's just been rebooted so many times. I can't even keep up with it anymore.
Me neither.
Well, isn't like each series is in and of itself a reboot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's a whole nother universe. They went right into. In fact, it was with Turtles Forever, like the 2000s Turtles, where they finally acknowledged multiverse theory with the Turtles.
Yeah.
And so each reiteration...
The Turtles cinematic universe.
Each reiteration of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because it's a reboot, it's a whole nother universe. And that's like one thing that Shredder finds out. And in Turtles Forever, the climax of the confrontation is that Shredder finds out about the multiverse because OG 87 Shredder and Krang show up. And they're terrible. They're so bad. Especially considering that this new, like the latest version of Shredder is a legitimate threat. And so what he does is that he decides that he's not gonna play on any sort of losing side ever again. And so he finds the Prime Universe for all of these other branching universes. And he goes there, and it starts erasing all the other universes. So, the 2000s Turtles...
So he does a convergence crisis?
Kind of. He does a crisis on Infinite Turtles. And the 2000s Turtles and the 80s Turtles, they team up, and they have to go to Turtle Earth Prime, basically. And when they finally come through the portal, you find out that their Prime universe is the comic.
Oh boy.
The original black and white comic, which now they've taken the time to animate and stuff, just so that they can interact with this world. And it, like, when they show up, it's all black and white. Those turtles are black and white. The Shredder is black and white. Like, that's their universe. So they have their big fight there. Original Comics Turtles, 2000s Turtles, and the 87s Turtles all team up to take out this last Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they save the day. But it's really neat because the special closes out on the two creators of the Turtles, and it's like showing them while they're like
Eastman and Laird.
Like it pans out and it shows them too, and they're sitting there and they're talking about the first issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they're like, I don't know if anybody's gonna like it, man. And they're like, oh well, I don't know, we'll just give it a try. And then it closes out on the cover of that. And before it eventually fades to black. It's just a wonderful little send-off. All that to say, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles got a little wacky.
Yeah.
Turtles multiverse. I'm sorry, that was a whole tangent.
Like
I know that we didn't ask for that, but I know that that's what I went on.
Yeah.
You gave us the useful information.
I know. But I'm gonna hard left turn. Pie Man, tell us about shows you grew up with.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys about a little movie that I'm fairly certain none of you have ever heard of or seen.
Oh, let's find out.
Is it The Last Unicorn?
It's not The Last Unicorn. It's called The Secret of the Seal.
Oh, I've only ever heard of that name.
I haven't even
Like,
heard
I
of that
haven't.
name.
I don't know any other details beyond that. Pieman, tell us about The Secret of the Seal.
So it's an anime movie.
Okay.
It's about a little kid, little boy, and his dad, and they moved to France. They're from Germany, and they moved to a bay town, and the little kid, he makes friends with this little seal pup, and he finds out this little seal pup and his mom are from a extremely endangered, thought to be extinct species of seal, and he finds out that there's an evil hunter after them, and he has to protect the seals from the hunter.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now I get the seals. Yeah. Thank you.
And it has a happy ending because at the end he finds out that the hunter wasn't really after the seals to kill them. He wanted to catch them for conservation purposes.
Oh.
And so it was like, oh.
And nobody knows about that movie.
No, I have literally never heard anyone ever anywhere mention it.
Gosh, in the video version, I really hope we can find some sort of visual reference for this. Because I'm really interested.
I don't think it's really that uncommon. I'm sure there are plenty of people who've seen it, but
Yeah.
I have never personally met anyone who's
No
ever
one
seen
around
it before.
here.
Yeah, who has actually seen Secret of the Seal? Seals or seal?
Secret of the Seal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And their secret was...
That the seals are endangered and he was protecting them from the people who were after the seals. That was the secret.
That was the secret of the seal.
That was the secret.
I was at... When you said secret, I was hoping you would have said Secret of Nim, because we've seen that.
Well,
But,
yeah, I've seen. I mean, Secret of Nim's great too. But
Yes.
it's not like no one's ever seen Secret of Nim
That's another secret movie.
or the Secret of Nim 2 or 3.
No, I don't think so.
No, yeah, those are things.
Yum, yum, yum,
They
yum.
exist. They're real.
No, I don't think they do.
Just like
Talk about something I like.
just like all the sequels to Land Before Time.
I was literally about to bring up Land Before Time.
I'm glad we should talk about Land Before Time.
So the first one, pretty great.
Yeah.
The second one, hang on. The third one, all right, pump the brakes now, guys. The fourth one,
By 4, at this point, we're like, okay, we need to stop this. This is going too far.
guys, a meteorite fell from the sky.
Fast forward to
Oh gosh, Secret of the Stone of
17.
Cold Fire. Who knows which one?
how
that
many
is.
are there now?
I have no clue.
They've got to be in their teens at
They
least.
had enough movies that they introduced a T-Rex baby, had multiple movies after that, and then revisited that character later.
Yeah, it was Chomper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jumper.
Like, they needed to leave the Great Valley to find another similar Great Valley.
Yeah, and with Chomper's first incarnation, he didn't talk. He just went.
he was just a
He
big...
just went chomp chomp
Yeah.
and bit things, and then when they met him again, he could now talk.
Yeah, and
And
he, in fact, he even saved
Was
them at
an
one
even
point.
worse character than before.
Look, man, they weren't always banding 1,000.
I'm going to look up the Land Before Time films and find out just how many there are.
I left off at like the last one I watched. I think was
Are
the
you getting
7th,
Okay. I'm gonna
and
leave
I
it.
know there were several others after that. So
Yes.
The Secret of the Seal
yeah.
was called Totoi in Japan.
Oh.
It came to the States in 1993 as The Secret of the Seal.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. That was before you had taken your first life.
Yes,
And you had
that-
surrendered your soul to the
I
darkness.
had not yet been blooded.
Gosh, that's such a cool way of saying I've taken a life.
Good lord, there's so many here.
Did you know that Keegan-Michael Key is a huge fan of the Predator, like Mythos?
Keegan-Michael Key is a big Predator
He
fan.
loves
Yeah.
Predator.
Well, he's in the new Predator movie.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
and I can only assume because he begged.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I believe there is 14 total films.
No.
14.
Okay.
Hey, all 14 films were released in a complete collection DVD set in 2016.
Excellent. We should buy it.
You want me to name them all for you?
No, don't do that.
I really kind of want him to. But...
All right.
Hold on. No. This is it. We all suffer together, so group decision. Do you want
No,
it?
let's do it. Yeah,
My vote is
absolutely.
for yes.
Yes, I'll go yes.
Yeah.
Like, even majority rules, I'd like to know if you don't want this, Josh.
Do you want to hear all the
do
Land Before
it.
Time
Just
movies?
do it!
Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Alright, just do it. So,
Okay.
Land Before Time.
Land Before Time, The Great Valley Adventure, The Time of the Great Giving, Journey Through the Mists, The Mysterious Island, The Secret of Saurus Rock, The Stone of Cold Fire, The Big Freeze. I'm shocked I watched most of these.
Yep.
Journey to Big Water, The Great Long Neck Migration, Invasion of the Tiny Sauruses, The Great Day of the Flyers, The Wisdom of Friends, and Journey of the Brave.
Wow.
I feel like you can feel when they started running out of ideas in that name list.
Yeah.
Wisdom of Friends.
Yes, The Wisdom of Friends, which came out in 2007.
My goodness.
I'm gonna say Cold Fire onward is when they started running out of ideas,
Stone
just
of
based
Cold
on
Fire.
the names.
No, from what I saw, they ran out of ideas like the third film.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I mean, not
time
just...
that-
We could do 10 more.
Dude, the one about the Saurus Rock.
Yeah.
That one,
Secret of Saurus
like
Rock.
you could clearly tell that they didn't know what they just did Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
because
they
they
did.
literally Littlefoot is telling the rest of the kids about how much of a fan he is, about how much of a fanboy he is about the lone dinosaur.
Yeah, yeah. That was the one with the missing eye, right?
Yes,
Yes.
He was like all old and everything.
And like when they actually find him, he's all like, "I'm not the lone dinosaur kid,"
It's like, leave me alone. you
and he's all
idiot.
like, "You are the lone dinosaur," and he's all like, "No, I'm not." And then at the end of the film, he was the lone dinosaur the whole time.
Well, I mean, we all knew.
We all knew.
Yes.
Holy cow, Levy for time.
What happened to your eye? I cut myself. On what? Something sharp. Like a tooth? A sharp tooth? Kid! I think I hear your friends calling.
Y'all better get out there and get going.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
they
I watched
encountered
Alien
aliens
Before
one
Time
time.
movies.
They encountered aliens one time.
Oh,
Well, of
no.
course they did.
Oh, no.
Man.
And also the TV show. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there was a TV show.
Was there?
Yep.
Hold on. Really?
There was.
I remember there being a TV show. I didn't watch it.
I don't remember
I just knew
that.
there was.
I
one.
want to say maybe I was aware of it, but I didn't care enough to watch it, and then I forgot.
Yeah. No, I watched I think 2 episodes. It was not good.
No, I would expect it wouldn't be.
It was bad. But yeah, no, that's fun.
I think I'll
Fun film.
shift
Yeah.
over to a live action film that I really liked when I was a kid, and
Please.
I still really like.
I want to wash this out of my brain.
Hook.
Hook is a good movie.
Hook.
Yes.
Hook is a movie that I love.
As a kid, I enjoyed the thrilling adventure of it all, and now that I'm older, I actually genuinely appreciate everything that the movie has to say about learning to be a kid again, and the importance of imagination. I like it. I like it. I liked it as a kid, and I like it still.
It's still a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a bit wacky and weird in places, but I mean, what movie isn't, right?
You're playing, Peter.
You're doing
playing
it, Peter.
You're playing.
You're doing it.
All right, I'll be honest with you guys. When I was a kid, I thought that they were speaking to me.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
not surprised.
Yeah,
when you're a
but
kid.
I'm a kid.
You're doing it. You're playing.
Yeah, everybody knows that if you pretend that there's food, there is food.
That's right. And I tried doing that as a kid, and it didn't work.
And it got
Turns out.
you through those cold, harsh winter nights.
Yeah, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
Out in the frigid north.
I love Hook, dude.
Yeah.
Most of the films I feel like that you're gonna bring up are gonna be ones that I also love and enjoyed because we pretty much watched everything together.
Yeah.
Did you guys
As
ever
kids.
watch the live action Popeye?
Yes,
I did watch
actually.
it one time.
Yeah, I did once.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's on
okay.
Disney Plus
Yeah.
now.
It hurt my eyes to watch because everything's so cluttered.
Yes.
Like the sets are just cram-packed trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the live action movie where they stretched fake skin over some watermelons on his arms.
In hindsight, they look disgusting. Positively disgusting.
Well, I mean, everybody knows.
what were you gonna do? It's Popeye.
Yeah, everybody knows that with a realistic Popeye, it's going to be foul.
Even with Robin Williams trying to be there and to save it.
I had a stroke.
You know,
I can't speak properly.
I don't hear nearly enough like, you know what's it feels odd to me because I feel like, given that both these films were shot in almost the same location, at least wise in the same state, I hear a lot of people bring up Goonies, but I don't hear a lot of people bring up Short Circuit.
Oh yeah,
I missed Short Circuit, but I kind of want to go back to it.
I loved it. I loved it as a kid.
I did watch the Goonies though. That's a very good movie.
It is a very good.
A lot of people talk about Goonies. Not a lot of people talk about Short Circuit.
Yeah, and they're ironically both filmed in Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can kind of see it in the landscape. It's lovely.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want cool forest, go to Oregon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did, sort of, for Return of the Jedi. They just went to the Redwood Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
yeah. And it just turns out that there were already like little bear people that were living there.
Yeah,
They
how
just hired the
convenient.
natives.
I think another kind of if we're talking Goonie likes that I never saw, but I want to go back to.
I believe they're called goon likes.
Goon likes that I really want to see now because I haven't seen it before was Monster Squad.
Oh gosh,
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
break it down for
it's
us.
basically like a Goonies like gang of kids fighting Universal monsters. So it's like a gang of like Wolfman. It's a merman, but I think it's called Gill Man because they didn't have the license for it.
Yeah, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, but they didn't have the license for it. Mummy and a dynamite wielding Dracula.
A dynamite wielding
Yeah.
dragon.
And it's also like a Grey Goonie squad because it's basically that crew, but they're like weirdly mature in this movie, despite all being like 8 to 12.
They've got like the 30-year-olds playing the high schoolers.
Yeah.
No, these are like kids. They got like kid actors.
Yeah. Right on. So we ain't got no chunks lying around waiting to do the truffle shuffle.
You don't get Chunk, you get Horace.
Yeah, the Horace, I guess.
Does he also volunteer?
Who apparently everybody in town just calls him Fat Kid. That's just his name.
Wow.
Hey, fat kid.
That's really on the nose.
Like
Known
the
as Fat
adults
Kid.
call him that too, from what from some of the stuff I was seeing of it, where I was like, man, I want to watch this.
At the end, does he also volunteer his home to a genetically mutated man?
No, but I'm pretty sure he blows Wolfman away with a shotgun.
Well, I mean,
Would that kill Wolfman?
No,
I
it
don't know
didn't.
No, right?
if he had silver bullets, it would.
That's true. Oh gosh, now that reminds me of that Benicio del Toro reboot, Wolfman. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Is that the one with the big dumb fight?
Oh, you mean like inside the mansion?
Yeah, with the big burning
With
mansion.
the okay, yeah, between Wolfman and Wolf Dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
Is that the one?
played by Anthony Hopkins.
I know.
Yep.
Big dumb fire mansion fight.
Hey, look, man! Everything leading up to that, I thought was great.
No, actually, quite the opposite for me. I thought everything leading up to that was lame, and the big dumb fight was.
Tell
the
you
best
what,
part.
let us combine these two halves of opinions and form into one giant, super positive opinion.
Oh God, let's do it. I'll share my half.
As I go, everything leading up to that final act, I felt were really solid, really atmospheric,
Well,
and no, hold on, I'm not even gonna. Don't even talk about that first bit. It's just two positive halves.
Oh, you're right. Personally, I like the part at the end where the mansion's on fire and they're having a big dumb wolfman fight.
I like the part right before that when Wolfman is being told before he transforms by all these scientists that no, he's not actually a wolfman, it's just all in his head. And then he turns into the Wolfman and murders everyone. I thought that was great. Certainly didn't have any problems in the final act, I did.
No.
Nope, nothing wrong with that.
The final act was great.
If you want to know how I feel about the final act, defer to Pieman.
When Wolfman and his father turn into Wolfman and have a knockout brawl in the middle of a burning mansion.
So wait a minute, do they combine into Wolfman or do they both become Wolfmen?
They both become their each individual Wolfman. in the middle of a mansion that is on fire, they have a slobber knocking fight, just beating the ever-loving crap out of each other.
Yes.
That's how the film. And the film ends with Wolfman getting shot by the woman that he loves, who dies in his arms. And Hugo Weaving is all like, "Oh no, I'm also been bitten by the Wolfman.
Now I am the Wolfman.
Now
also.
I will too one day be the Wolfman." It's a pretty good movie.
Wow, that sounds awful. And this is one that we like, or what?
This is one that I like.
Okay.
I like the Wolfman reboot. Unfortunately, there's nothing else that's probably going to be done with that because they tried rebooting with The Mummy and Dracula Untold, which I watched, and there's a lot of parts of that I really like.
I didn't know that came out.
Yep.
And then, of course, they while they were doing the Mummy reboot, they tried setting up for the Dark Universe.
And then that crashed and burned.
Yeah, which I'm a little sad we didn't get the Dark Universe.
Guys, they were gonna try.
It wouldn't have been good, but it would have been fun.
Right. Oh, they also rebooted Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, really? We're not going to get I, Frankenstein again?
Oh yeah, or I, Frankenstein, or gosh, what was the other one? There was another one. I thought
there was a Dracula
Frankenstein
movie
versus
they tried to do.
What was that?
I think there was a Dracula movie they tried to do for
Yeah,
that.
that was Dracula Untold.
Yeah,
That's when we found out that Dracula was originally Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I actually kind of liked certain aspects of the Mummy film.
Okay. No,
I know
I
a lot
won't
of
disparage
people-
you. Walk
a lot
me
of
through it.
people
What are
didn't.
some of your favorite parts?
Brandon
Well-
Fraser.
Wait, different.
You can't get enough of that Brendan Fraser.
No, I a lot of it I didn't like, but I enjoyed the fact that they took the Mummy and they took it back to its original story, the Jewel of the Seven Stars by Bram Stoker, where the Mummy came from.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually liked that. I was like, oh, it's a lady mummy, like in the first the novel, and
Yeah.
oh, she's actually evil and wants to kill everyone, like in the novel.
Yeah. Neato. I like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Jewel of the Seven Stars.
Yeah.
And then they were all like, look at this jar. Oh, man. There's a creature of the Black Lagoon hand in
Tink,
here.
tink, 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 tink. Look what's in there. Tink, tink, tink.
Look
tink,
over
tink.
here. Jar of sharp teeth. They look like Dracula teeth.
Yeah.
just a set of plastic vampire
It
face
was just in a jar.
floating in a jar of Orbeez.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the head of this Prodigium, I believe they were called. The head of this shield-like. I'll say shield light instead.
And then we got Dr. Jekyll and Russell
I was about
Crowe.
to say, like, the head of this shield light was saying, like the main character comes up and he's like, "Hello, Dr. Jekyll." He's like, No, I'm not Dr. Jekyll. I'm definitely not Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. Who told you? And it was all like, "Oh, okay." It was like, "Cool. I'm going to take this serum now. Pay no mind to what it could be.
All it does
It keeps the darkness at bay." And then he forgot to take his serum, and he took too long to take it, and then he turned into Mr. Hyde a little bit, which was just Russell Crowe, but
with
now
glowing
he's
weird
got
red eyes.
yeah, now he's got red eyes, and his skin's a little gray.
He's
Wait,
got a bit of ashiness
Wait,
going on. He needs
so
to
he
go,
so he has to take the serum to keep from turning into Mr. Hyde.
Yes,
because
See, I thought it was the other way around. I thought he took the serum to turn into Mr. Hyde.
it was the other way around.
I
Okay.
think
That's what I thought.
I think the implication in the movie was that the serum that he originally took that turned him into Mr. Hyde was permanent, and that he needs this new serum to keep that from overtaking him.
Okay.
Sounds like I missed out on a lot.
Which I also kind of liked, because I whenever people do Mr. Hyde in a movie,
Yeah.
they always make him like a big ogre man.
Okay.
And in the novel, he didn't change forms or anything
Yeah,
when he became
sure.
Mr. Hyde. He was the same dude.
Yeah.
But I think how it was described was there was something unearthly and terrible about him that no one
Yeah.
could put their finger on.
He was
Yeah.
Mr. Hyde was supposed to be like all of like the stuff that Dr. Jekyll would like repress to be in like polite society, and he was kind of like cut loose and be how he wants to be.
That's
so
really-
actually like not
That's pretty accurate.
like actually not unlike like something like The Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind
where
of.
Kinda.
you put on the mask and you kind of become like an exaggerated version of what you like want to be, really.
Yeah. No, that's a pretty good point. And
But enough about the crashed Hammerverse.
yes.
Because we're not going to get anything else out of it.
Sorry.
I've got a live action movie.
Yes.
Jungle to Jungle.
Yay!
Jungle.
Jungle
Oh,
to Jungle.
I,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, liked Jungle to Jungle when I was younger. I don't know why.
Buddy,
For whatever reason.
I think I only watched that once, and I
think-
forgot most of it.
I think we can all agree that George of the Jungle's a way better movie.
Yes.
Yeah, George.
Yeah! I love that one.
And when they couldn't get Brendan Fraser anymore.
Me knew George. Studio too cheap to pay for Brendan Fraser. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna be good.
I respected the movie for that. That one particular part, I was like, all right,
Thomas Hayden
movie.
Church. Is that his name?
Was that him?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was there as Lyle, the obviously bad guy.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes, I was thinking about the sequel. I don't know why that threw me off.
No, I don't want to talk about the sequel. I just want to talk about regular George of the Jungle.
Sorry. Jungle to Jungle.
With an ape-
Refresh me on the plot.
Jungle to Jungle. So Tim Allen plays a stockbroker in New York, and he finds out that his wife, his ex-wife, got pregnant by him before they separated, and she had gone off to do like charity work and research in the jungles of the Amazon, and that she had a kid, his son, in the Amazon, and that he was a member of the tribe that she was with, and that she wanted them to meet and spend time together, him to meet his son. And so he goes to the Amazon, and he picks up the kid, who he takes back to New York, and it's a fish out of water story.
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
The kid who lives in an Amazon tribe now,
Yeah.
adjusting to life in New York City.
I'm going to spear this car.
Yeah, exactly.
No, son, don't spear cars.
No, it was more, no, don't hunt pigeons in Central Park for
Yes.
food.
Yeah.
I'll just get you a danged cheeseburgers.
Like, what is this? And he has like a pet spider and stuff, and
Yeah.
it freaks everybody out.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Tim Allen and Martin Short are in deep with the Russian mob.
As a father would be.
and then the kid has to come to his rescue and use his like jungle skills to beat the mobsters.
Yes. That sounds about right.
You had to do
Hey,
the
look,
math.
man, New York is crazy.
It really is.
It really
And it's a
is.
terrible movie in hindsight, but I thought it was fun.
He was really at home all along, because if you think about it, New York is just one big concrete jungle.
Oh yeah, that's what they're saying.
As we look up at the gargoyles on buildings and see the predator up there. Oh man, he's gonna take a life.
I'm the Predator. I'm a great hunter from outer space, and I'm armed with a laser-guided plasma cannon and a spear.
And a spear. It's a pretty dope spear, though.
It is a cool spear. Remember the razor net?
I do.
He has a net.
It's a net that cuts.
It's a net that cuts, and it cuts real good.
Yeah, it cuts
Predator
more-
has a net.
It
But
sure
like,
does.
He catches aliens with a net.
but I thought was the point of having a net if it's just gonna cube up whatever you throw in it. I thought you're supposed to catch things with nets.
So that's
know.
kind of brought up in the latest Predator film.
They
Because-
explained the lore
so-
of the net.
Well, less about the net and just more the idea of what Predator does, because they're these scientists. They have one of the predators, and like the one Olivia Munn's character comes in, and like she's new, and so she's learning about all this, and all the scientists are all like. It's like we call it the Predator, like it's an unstoppable killing machine, like, and it takes trophies. And then she points out, is like, that's not a, like, in the law, in the world of nature, that's not a predator, that's a prize hunter. And the lead scientist was all like, yeah, but we focus tested it, and we thought predator sounded way more badass. And it was like, right? And he turns to all, like, the other scientists in the room, they're like, yes, sir! And he's like, hell yeah. But we called it Predator because it sounded awesome.
That's fun.
I still
movie.
want to watch it. I still want to watch
the new one.
Yeah,
Predators?
The Predator.
Oh, the Predator.
Predators is still kind of fun, but that's
pretty
a lot. That's mostly because it shares a lot of elements from the original.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it still doesn't hold up to the original because there was a lot more interplay and camaraderie in that one.
Does it hold up to Predator 2?
It feels not quite, but it feels close. I would say, in terms of quality, you're talking Predator, Predator 2, The Predators, and it's actually just kind of how the series goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in order.
Yeah.
Depreciating returns.
Yeah.
Where does AVP fit in there?
Nowhere,
No.
I hope.
Sounds really
Would you
good.
believe me if I told you I saw Alien vs. Predator first before I'd ever seen a Predator movie or an Alien movie?
I can believe that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was my first exposure
We
to...
didn't really watch a whole lot of horror films growing up.
Yeah.
That being said, when afterwards, and I was all like, oh, I always thought Predator was cool, because I was aware of the character, and I was aware of, like, both characters for the longest time.
Kids were aware of a lot of characters they shouldn't have been, like RoboCop.
RoboCop.
Predator.
The Toxic
that's-
Avenger.
That is the Toxic Avenger.
Oh,
Oh
the
man.
Toxic Avenger cartoon? The cartoon for the movie that had tons of boobs and
Oh
gore.
man, the Toxic Avenger is so awful.
Yep.
Josh, you look like you had a burning point.
What is the Toxic Avenger? Is he a hero? I can't tell.
I don't. The movie doesn't know.
Yeah. But you look like you had a really good point about, like, you're like, oh, God, like, yes, there are these bunch of
Yeah.
characters.
Well, my point. Well, I was just gonna say it was so weird how like there was all these like really bloody R-rated movies that they would like market to kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop
They had, like,
action
games.
figures, like Terminator cereal, stuff
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
Stuff like kids shouldn't be watching
Like
these
you,
movies.
like you put on like RoboCop, thinking like, oh, it's that toy my kid has. Man, I'll let him watch the movie, and then in like 10 minutes, the main character's getting blown away for like 5 minutes.
I bet you don't think I'm a very nice guy.
It just looks like they're shooting jars of spaghetti sauce that they put under his like coat.
Yeah.
Just got a bunch of ragu and a coat.
I mean, holy cow,
Chunky.
for
I
like,
snorted. Oh,
you're
geez.
absolutely right. For a good minute, they're blowing bits off
Yeah.
of Murphy.
Yeah. Big Murph.
Big
Or
Murph.
like
Buddy, I think you're slime.
you get like a Terminator cereal or something like that.
Yeah.
And then you put on like Judgment Day and you get Sarah Connor like getting skeletonized.
That really freaked me out when I was a kid.
That
pretty
scared me.
spooky.
Yeah.
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 And-
Definitely scared of that as a kid.
I think there was an animated show that they did as a spin-off for Men in Black.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
sure
did. They
Men in
absolutely
Black
did.
TV show. I liked it a lot.
I mean, Men in Black not quite as egregious as like RoboCop.
You
as
could
far
make
as-
Men in Black work.
You could,
Yeah.
but at the same
'Cause,
time,
like,
I don't
the-
think Men in Black's really supposed to be for kids necessarily.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
necessarily, but it could be adapted to do so because you're not really seeing people get like all bloodied and blown away. You're just seeing like alien bits and like green goo.
No, just the alien monster cockroach wearing a man's skin.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's weird.
So I was thinking about it recently because Men in Black 3 had come out, Men in Black International has come out. Both are considered just not good movies.
They're not. I didn't know.
Yeah, they're considered pretty not great.
Fair
Both
enough.
of them. Which is too bad because Men in Black 3 has Jermaine Clement in it of Flight of the Conchords, and it's just too bad that it's just not that good.
Yeah.
And I have to like sit back and relax for a little and just think for just a little while. Was Men in Black as a whole series and all of the movies just not that good?
That's a tough question.
They're not good movies, but at least the first one that I have the most experience with.
Yeah.
It's not like a great movie, but it is like a fun movie.
Have you guys?
Honestly... Sorry, go ahead,
Have you
Ponder.
guys ever read the Men in Black comics?
I
No.
really want to.
I have not.
Oh, jeez.
I haven't.
Let me do my thing, and then you explain that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Men in Black, the first movie, I really sort of feel... I actually kind of put it in this similar spot that I put the original Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's... it wasn't designed to be the most marketable thing. because you had all these sort of eerie elements all coming into play and stuff. You had these really odd-looking aliens. You had an alien wearing the skin of another man. Obviously, Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, incredibly bankable stars. But
Great awkward pair.
yes,
Yeah, they're a really good duo.
they
in that
really
way.
are.
Buddy cop movie.
And like they didn't come out, like none of the guns and stuff were specifically designed for kids to be enjoying. None of, like, a whole bunch of the other elements involved with that, like Ghostbusters wasn't designed to sell toys,
Yeah.
It did,
but
though.
it did sell toys.
It did somehow.
Men in Black wasn't designed to sell toys, but it sold a ton of toys.
Yeah. I feel like Men in Black was designed to a little bit more because, like, if you're talking about the weapons, they mostly look like Nerf guns.
Fair
and
enough.
Stuff, like, very marketable Nerf
Did
guns.
they
I'll
ever
accept
make a
that.
line of like super soakers for Men in Black? Because they did
think
that
they
for
did.
I
Ghostbusters.
feel like
Yeah.
they did.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to say that I disagree pretty
Okay,
hard
yeah.
with you, little brother.
Yeah.
Like, I feel Ghostbusters was like, let's make this movie that we want to make or whatever.
Yeah.
Men in Black really feels incredibly toyetic.
But by
Yeah.
comparison,
The
definitely.
entire
Yeah.
thing
The movie-
feels so toyetic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the movie definitely felt like it was more made by committee,
Fair
but
enough.
but then like salvaged by actors that were like acting.
You can
Fair
see
enough.
the corporate fingers.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like with Ghostbusters is like the absolute opposite because that was a movie that they wanted to make and it didn't do very good.
Fair enough.
It wasn't even until like years later that it started becoming like a cult classic.
Fair enough. I'll accept that. Yeah. Yeah. Pie Man, you were saying the comic.
The Men in Black comic. It's a lot like the Ninja Turtles, where
Oh.
the comic's actually really kind of dark and violent,
Yeah.
and the Men in Black are sort of evil.
Oh.
I can imagine. I can imagine that.
Like
Okay.
there's one arc like in it where in the movies whenever people who see something they shouldn't, they use their neuralizers
Yeah.
to erase
Well, like-
the memory.
And like the
They just kill people in the comics.
yeah, like the natural colloquialism for Men in Black is like evil government wet works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's one part where they have their neuralizer things. They do use them occasionally, but
Yeah.
they use it to make a dude commit suicide.
No. Gosh.
Man.
Yeah. That
makes-
sounds about
yeah.
right.
So they're not very nice.
No.
And so
Yeah.
you get the movie and it's like the tone is
Completely
Yeah.
different.
drastically different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turtle's got that exact same treatment. Especially going into the 80s TV show.
Mm-hmm.
Completely overhauled. I can't help but wonder, like, I'm glad that we don't see a lot of that too much these days.
What do you mean?
Like with like what is it, like ultra violent source material getting converted into a way more child friendly thing. I know it happens, but I get the impression that it doesn't happen nearly as much.
I gotta disagree. I feel like it happens all the time. Like making like the whole thing is to just make things as marketable as possible to as many people as possible, and oftentimes the material suffers for it.
Well, like what?
Yeah.
Do you just mean in general?
Kind of in general,
Because like
I don't know.
I could see that in now instead of having the original piece of work that is maybe not family friendly and then adapting something else based on it to be kid friendly, we just skip the first step and go
Yeah.
right to market to as broadly as we can.
Because I feel like more often than not, they're more likely to market things to like mass audiences rather than staying true to the source materials.
Yeah. That is definitely been happening a lot lately.
Like Deadpool was kind of the exception because it didn't go for the mass market appeal and it stuck to like what that character is.
we got to make that
And
quiche.
then now they're finally I think now after that they're finally starting to realize that like, R-rated comic book movies can work.
Right. And I feel like some comic book characters work fine with it.
Yeah.
People are like, Logan and Deadpool both worked because they were rated R. And I disagree with that notion. I think Logan and Deadpool worked because they were well written, well acted, and
Yeah.
people actually cared about the source material. with
That's
them. People are
definitely.
like, Venom didn't work because it should have been rated R. And
There were more problems with Venom than just
I
that.
disagree. I feel like putting an R rating on Venom would not have improved that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I would have just been more annoying.
It's the yeah, it's the two working in tandem. I think it's not like the solution isn't make it rated R. That'll fix it.
Right.
It's like it'll help, but you still have to write a good movie on top of that.
It gives you more room to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a big example also was the rebooted RoboCop, which was it was PG-13,
Oh
Yeah.
man.
and they removed a lot of the hard stuff.
They took away his gun and they gave him a taser.
They gave him a taser.
Yeah.
They did a lot of that was wrong. I watched it in theaters, and like just watching the whole thing, I thought the visual effects were really cool, but the characters and the writing and a lot of that same stuff was just really boring and not fun. And there's people that love the original RoboCop because of how satirical it was. People don't realize that
it was
satire.
smart. It was a really smart movie.
It's a very satire-focused movie.
Mm-hmm.
But not everybody realized that when it came out. And so,
Great example of a
Did
movie.
you? And they made 2 sequels and didn't follow up on that.
No.
no,
So
the
would
two
you-
sequels are not satirical.
Would you say with the reboot, it's kind of a case of like they rebooted it, but they didn't get what made it work?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
that is 100% what
God,
happened.
the only part of that movie I like is when they detach his robot body and they show him his organic parts. And
I
he's like,
love it. It's
like,
terrifying.
It
oh my
is.
god, look at my
Yeah.
hand that's for some reason just there.
Yeah.
They saved his hand, and that's
For
it.
some reason.
His face.
Like when you're right, when they're taking everything off, and like you could hear the actor like giving that emotion of somebody freaking out in that moment.
Yeah.
Of
And it's
seeing
like,
all
oh, there's
that.
my lungs and heart.
Yeah.
And, oh no, there's my brain in a jar with my
I will
face
say,
attached.
to be fair, as far as saving his hand goes, like as advanced as prosthetic technology is now, it's still really hard to just beat the human hand.
No,
Sure.
it's true. But I just think it's so much. I think it's hilarious that they got rid of almost everything else and kept
Yeah.
one hand.
Yeah. Well,
Well, the
it's-
other one was
Destroyed.
like 100 bits.
Well, the thing is that they just wanted that, like
Yeah.
that visual metaphor.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks weird and unsettling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it looks weird and unsettling, but they obviously were all like, we need the visual metaphor to show that he's still partly a man.
Oh yeah, so he can look at his real hand and be like, I'm still human.
I'm still human. My name
Instead
is
of-
Alex J. Murphy.
Instead of that great moment in the original RoboCop where his partner goes, Murphy, it's you. And then he's all like, oh God.
And then at the very end, when the CEO guy's like, "What's your name, son?"
Murphy, sir.
Murphy.
And then the titles come. Then the credits come.
I'm a RoboCop.
Your move, creep.
Here, let me upload my data with my giant arm spike
Slunk.
USB.
Yep.
I love that he killed a guy with a USB.
Yeah.
Well, the first time he pulls it out, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Here's my USB port."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like he's gonna kill somebody with that. It's like a
You
3
know.
foot, 3 foot razor sharp spike.
Yeah.
He's got one of those like astromech like
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
Doodly doo.
Very similar, but just a knife.
No, it is. It's an astromech attachment, but it's just a blade.
He has a big S comp link that has a knife on it.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
No, that it is a knife as well. So I think really quick we'll go ahead and just take a little ad break,
Oh.
Alright.
Okay.
and then we'll go ahead and continue talking about all this fun stuff.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and just take a break real quick. Thank you for sticking with us for as long as you have so far. I know we're talking about big dumb movie stuff, but hey, stick around for a bit and we'll keep talking about big dumb movie stuff. And we're back with more big dumb movie stuff, more Mythos podcast for you guys. Has there any other movies that have been rebooted recently that just like completely missed the whole point of
I
the?
feel like most of them, honestly.
I was about to say that's kind of a like. I appreciate the question. It's kind of a easy low speed, low ball question.
Okay, let me,
Yeah.
let me
But-
flip it.
I was just about to say, like, what if instead we try to find a reboot that actually kind of works, and that one actually requires a lot more
So
pause. So
I've
had
noticed a lot of reboots and that have tried to, reboot a series or something like that. That pretty much try to do almost a one for one redo of the original source material, and that still doesn't work
Yeah.
for a few reasons.
Yeah.
But there have been a few. The most recent one that I can think of that I feel like actually did a beautiful job of, 1, rebooting, 2, making it modern, 3, having incredibly good writing to, keep it going on its own.
Yeah.
And 4, dives even deeper into the source of the source of the source.
Mm.
And that is the new DuckTales show.
You laugh, but it's great.
No, you're not wrong.
I was thinking, like, what movie was been rebooted that is actually good? And I wasn't even thinking DuckTales.
Yeah.
DuckTales.
I'm not gonna lie, for like a second I thought you were gonna talk about Terminator Dark Fate.
I haven't seen Dark Fate yet.
I still want to see Dark Fate.
But no, you're not 100% wrong with
shoot.
DuckTales.
Oh shoot!
DuckTales.
Apparently, and I still haven't seen it yet. I really, really want to see it. Apparently, the Halloween reboot movie that came out recently has been received incredibly well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the one that says the sequel's never happened. Here's the follow-up.
it's just one and then nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one, and now this one.
Except
too.
for Halloween H2O. That was.
Halloween H2O.
But yeah,
Yes.
we've been having an absolute blast with DuckTales.
Yes, it's been a really, really good show, but like
Yes.
the love for the franchise itself
It
is
shines
so
through
apparent
all
and
the time.
shines through so well. And like I said, it's just a really good show.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what I need in my life. It's just
Yeah.
like a really good show. They've made some drastic differences here
Oh
and there.
yeah, they have.
Mrs. Beakley is now
like a former MI6 agent.
yeah.
Do they have their
She's
cousin,
killed some people.
She's
the
probably.
fat cousin who can't see very well?
Do you remember his name?
No, he was only in like a couple.
Because we
episodes.
have
I know
a
what
guy.
you're talking
We
about.
have
I think that's who we're thinking.
because we have a guy in the new DuckTales that is a chunky little what's the word I'm looking megamaniacal sociopath.
Oh, and that's not him.
No.
Yeah,
No,
the
the-
chunky kid with the glasses.
The guy, yeah,
Doofus Drake. It's the,
It was Doofus. Yeah,
Oh,
they
is it?
rebooted Doofus and they made him this insane person.
because he was like a hypochondriac.
Now you want Doofus. One of the things that Doofus Drake will do is that he will stand way too close to you, smell your hair, and go, "Hello, new friend."
Yes.
That
one
sounds
of those guys.
really weird. and
It's
unsettling.
awesome. He's so weird.
It is
It's so
so weird.
awesome. We've been having an absolute blast with it.
Yes.
That's just Doofus Drake. Webby Gale is like what they made her because she was raised by Beakley. They made it that all of that training and all of that expertise and everything, all those survival skills, Beakley has trained her in. So she's able to hold herself in a fight, and they offset it by making it that because of that, she's almost socially inert.
yeah.
Like she can't talk, like she can't relate to people, and she's way too personal with stuff.
Yes.
She's an awkward girl, and it makes it work. But she's enthusiastic. It's very, very good.
Yes. Doofus Drake. was
Oh,
his name.
and they gave Huey, Dewey, and Louie even more distinct personalities
Yes.
than they had before.
They were all essentially the same kid
Yes.
before.
Yeah.
And then
And that was probably like the joke.
I'm
Yeah,
red.
it wasn't
I'm
a
blue.
joke.
I'm green.
Yeah.
They
We're
were
the
all the
same
same.
kid.
So,
and then
yeah.
a follow-up show to DuckTales
Quack
was
Pack.
Quack Pack, which then did make them distinct, unique, and different.
Yeah.
But Quack Pack was not a very great show.
No. And the way that
I did like it a lot growing up,
yeah.
but it's just weird.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Darkwing Duck.
I'm
Buddy,
also
we
comes
saw
out,
that episode.
I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
But yeah, that actually is a really good example of like how you should handle a reboot.
Yes.
Right. And it's like they've updated these characters, but also show like they have so much love for the source.
Yeah.
Not just the original show, but
But the
also the
comic.
original comics as
Yes.
well. Because here's a little detail, and I was telling Smatter about it when when we were watching the show. In the original comics, Flintheart Glomgold is not Scottish.
Yeah.
He's South African.
Mm-hmm.
But when they
South African, if you want to know what
South
that's
African,
South African.
South
If you
African.
want to know what that sounds like.
And
That's not what that sounds like.
That's what the accent.
so it's pretty much what it sounds like.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
1-to-1.
Okay.
Sure.
It's a perfect South African accent.
South African accent. No, you can't go there.
And when the original DuckTales TV show came around, he was, very Scottish.
He was so Scottish.
He called Scrooge McDuck Scroogey.
Scroogey!
And they had a really fun and interesting rivalry, and he was like a legitimate threat and stuff like that.
So in the reboot.
In the reboot, he's still Scottish.
Okay.
But you find out
that... and also, he's way less of a legitimate threat.
Oh, yeah, he's just like a really goofy, like...
He's somehow a billionaire, but he's an idiot.
Yes.
Well, I mean...
Yeah.
And he's so dumb. And he's honestly like a really fun character that I think I love. And I think a lot of other kids also like a lot. But you find out that there's not a whole lot of information about Flint Hart until he gets knocked out and loses his memory.
And he loses like some of the most recent years of his life.
Right.
Like all the rivalry he had with Scrooge and everything.
And he was gone for a while, and then they got more information about his backstory and stuff, and it was shown that he was originally a South African kid that got stiffed by Scrooge McDuck.
Because Scrooge was trying to teach him a lesson about self-reliance.
Yeah.
Because he gave him, he was like, here's your first dime. And he was all like, use that as a life lesson. Glomgold did not.
No, he did not. And
he basically
he swore to like be Scrooge but better. And so he's all like, Scrooge McDuck is Scottish. I'm Scottish now. That's just how it is.
Scottish.
I'm the most Scottish.
And that's literally what it's written like on like a card that they find about his like biography. Yeah. It's like
his
nationality,
identification card.
the most Scottish.
Yeah. His nationality on there says the most Scottish. And it's just all like, they didn't have to bring in his original like South African, like, they didn't have to bring that up, but they did.
You telling me he's from Johannesburg?
He might have been from Johannesburg.
Who knows?
Oh man,
because
that's
everybody
rough.
knows in South Africa there's only one city, and that's Johannesburg.
All right.
There's no other cities in South Africa.
Yeah. But it's just, like I said, it's an amazingly good show. And I've been enjoying it severely, especially the callbacks to old shows.
Yeah.
Because they're also calling back not just DuckTales, but all the other Disney afternoon cartoons. Tailspin, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck, all the good ones.
They dropped a hard Gummy Bear reference on me, and I lost my mind.
Gummy Bear reference.
Well, there's like an episode where they're protecting the not gummy bear juice recipe or
So
something.
check it out. It 100% is just that. But and they did, and it's a really, and it's only known to people who know about the Gummy Bear show.
Yeah.
So like the entire episode, like they don't name drop, they don't do any of that. They just leave visual references all over the place, and it's not even obvious ones. Like there are these bushes that they walk past which have like weird different colored berries and stuff. They're trying to find this secret formula to make super soldiers. And it's at the very end. It's at the very end where the villain is all like, I've discovered this ancient formula in this book of alchemy, the book of everything, which was one of the names of like the tomes in the original Gummy Bears. It's like, it's the book of everything, and she opens it up, and there is like some clear as day silhouettes of the original Gummy Bears.
Yep.
And I lost my mind. I was all like, and then all of a sudden the rest of the episode made sense before that.
Yep.
Like everything became clear after that.
They don't say gummy bears. They don't say gummy berry juice.
No.
But it's very clearly.
It's the formula, and like when the lady finally makes it and like she drinks it, she bounces.
Yeah, they just bounce.
And they explain just like, what do you expect this to do? Make invincible super soldiers? And she was all like, I will create the most mobile and deadly army on the planet. Like they will have the limitless ability to bounce, and they laugh at her. They're like, oh. "Oh, bounce?" And she was like, "Yes, they'll bounce here, there, everywhere." I was all like, I can't handle it.
No, stop. My system can't take anymore.
Oh, also Moon theme from the DuckTales game.
Yeah, from the DuckTales
is in
video
the
game.
show.
Yep. The theme from the Moon stage from the original DuckTales video game is in the show.
So they just like brain probe you guys, and they're using everything they find.
That's what I feel like is happening.
Legit, they dropped a Powerline reference from the Goofy movie.
From a Goofy movie.
Like one of our favorite songs from the Goofy movie, and I press pause and I yell at Jingles, "How do they know? How do they know?"
They literally sing "Stand Out" from a Goofy movie.
Yeah. It's so good.
You finally get your concert.
Yeah, exactly. We
do.
didn't have to go to LA or anything.
We do.
But that's my example
That's us.
of
a
a
good
reboot
reboot.
that
of a
one
good,
we're still watching because we're trying to finish up the season that we're watching.
Yeah.
And two, we're just like, this is perfect.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
love it. We love it.
I think if we're talking about reboots that have been done previously that work really well, I could throw Steel Ball Run in there.
Oh.
Because Steel Ball Run, I guess spoilers, but it is a reboot of like the JoJo universe.
Oh, I knew that there was like some resetting and stuff. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was like,
it's
verified as a
yeah.
reboot.
Yeah, it's a full like universe reset. On, like,
Wow.
everything.
So is that just Phantom Blood over again?
No.
So it's actually not.
Yeah.
That's actually the thing that I think is really cool is that they go with like they make the story completely different from Phantom Blood because it's a horse race. Like that's the whole story. But yeah, like they make it like they give it an original story. Character names are reused for new characters, but they all get like better personalities and they all get like more time to shine in like different ways. The main JoJo and the Joe Bro, as people might call him, they share more equal screen time, so they both have time to shine and kind of like solve the situation without just falling back on Star Platinum again.
Right.
Yeah, like Johnny and Gyro work really great, I think, as like a duo, and it's got a great villain. They double down more on stands being cerebral fights rather than like physical fights. Like ability, like they're not combat abilities, but they're adapted to do so, and they play on that idea, I think, in a really great way. And the parts going forward are kind of maintaining that in like part 8 as well.
We're to
cool.
part 8 now?
Yeah.
My God, I'm so behind.
Yeah, 8 is the most recent.
Oh no.
That's pretty neat.
And I also think
Oh no.
and the thing that I find that's interesting is the fact that they don't put the JoJo name on Steel Ball Run. It's just called Steel Ball Run.
Oh.
And like for like a good while people were actually wondering if it was even related to JoJo.
Okay.
And then until like midway through it where they started showing like, yeah, it's just different
Yeah.
from like the way that from everything previously.
Okay. Interesting.
How did we get so far?
It's because it's been going for like 30 years.
It has.
I remember hearing that that was an alternate universe. I didn't know like that it was a reboot because in my mind, typically reboots when it comes to stuff like that, it's the old universe being removed by the new one.
Well,
rather than like two tandem universes.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean that'd be more accurate. I don't want to spoil more.
Yeah, sorry,
than that.
yeah.
I don't want to spoil more
Give us
than that.
a word for word play by play.
I can if you want to, I can sum that up in 2 words.
Okay, give it to me.
I mean, do you actually want me to?
I kind of don't.
'Cause-
Whisper it to Pyman. Whisper it to Pyman. Oh, right, sorry. He has only one good ear.
I can't use my
He has
other
only
ear.
one good ear.
That was
That was close, right? That was close.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. He legit
No.
like has pretty much only one good ear.
Oh, okay. I can tell you later.
Only half my body works.
The other half is held together by decades of dreams.
Yeah, like I don't want to spoil how that happens exactly, like more than that. Just that is kind of the case going forward because they're not going back to the old JoJo universe.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And like part A's made that pretty clear.
No!
We just need to rely on Star Platinum, and that's it.
It's the same type of stand.
Get rid of stands, go back to Hamon.
Give me my hormone. Give it
Yeah.
now. What? Pyman, I know. I don't know if you know any.
Well, I
reboots
don't.
that you actually like.
So I don't have a specific example because I stopped watching movies.
Okay,
but-
fair enough.
But I have heard,
Sure.
and I may be wrong. I don't know because, like I said, I haven't seen the film,
Sure.
but I have heard good things about Dread.
Oh,
Dread's really good.
it is. Yeah. Okay. I forgot Dread is a reboot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, the first Judge Dredd film with Sylvester Stallone's kind of a schlock fest.
I was about to say, didn't you actually watch that?
Yeah. Of
Yeah. You watched the
Super good.
Isn't there a part where Dredd is mocked by a guy that he's arresting? Where, like, a guy just actually starts doing an impression of him?
Well, yeah, the main bad guy.
Was that it?
When he says, "I am the law,"
Yeah.
he goes, "Law."
Nice.
I mean, it's a visually fun movie. It's got tons of great practical effects that are really fun to watch.
Right.
But as a movie, it's not really all that good.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah.
apparently, Dread, the reboot film, calls upon comic Dread
Yes.
quite a bit. So I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it, although I cannot personally vouch for that.
Yeah, sure.
I can tell you it's really, really good.
I tell
Okay.
you. Yeah, I
pretty
watched
fire.
it too. I watched it
I
too.
liked it a lot.
Maybe I should give it a shot then.
Yeah.
Because
You really should.
When Dread
I think
came
you'd
out,
like
I
it.
was at the point where I had seen enough reboots that were terrible that I was like, I threw up my hands. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disappoint myself again after RoboCop and Total Recall.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that again, and so I didn't
No
watch
more.
it.
Never again.
I won't let you hurt me anymore.
No, Dread's pretty awesome, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I think another thing that I can also add on to the Steel Ball Run thing is they also redo what the source of stands are, and I think it's better.
Oh.
Is it from your
Okay.
butt? Is that where they come from?
Yeah, it
Stands.
comes from your butt.
Comes from your butt.
Your gluteus muscle will determine how
You pull it out
powerful
like
it'll be.
a Kappa pulling your soul out.
Okay.
What?
Does that mean you can get rid of stands by carving names in cucumbers?
Exactly.
Is that how you combat stands now? Because apparently stands are all powerful and
Yeah.
you can't beat them. Apparently, you can just temporarily defeat them because remote stands. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop talking about Steel Ball Run.
they do actually fix a lot of that in Steel Ball Run.
Good.
Good.
I love. I think it was just like last week when I found out that Pieman doesn't much care for remote stands.
I don't. I love the fact that fighting with stands was a huge risk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Remote stands are dumb and bad.
Shall we? That was a blast, by the way, just now.
Really quick, I
Like
had
all
two reboot films that aren't recent, but were really good when they came out. I think
Sure.
are still really good, and they're films that I still legitimately enjoy. Ocean's 11
Oh yeah,
and The Italian Job are both very good films.
they are reboots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
They are technically reboots.
Italian job.
The Italian Job. What's it in a reboot of?
The Italian,
The Italian
Job.
job.
Well, I didn't see the original Italian Job. I always saw the reboot. It's good.
The Italian Job with Michael Caine.
Was Michael Caine?
Michael Caine was in that.
Wow.
Okay.
I saw the first Italian job. I don't think I'm pretty sure I knew there was a reboot, but I think I forgot about it. I
It's
never
got
saw it.
Kiefer's dad in it. I don't remember
yeah,
his
Donald
name.
Sutherland?
I'm kidding. I know
Oh,
his
yeah,
name. It's Donald
Dan
Sutherland.
Diddley Arnold.
Dan Diddley Arnold Sutherland.
Wow, neat. Yeah, I completely forgot that those are reboots.
I actually own a copy of it right over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You do.
I'd love to watch it again. I think the new Italian Job is. Oh, it's got Charlize Theron in it.
Oh, wait, yeah.
With
ring-
Mackie
ringing a
Mac
bell
Wahlberg.
again.
Mackie Mac.
Charlize, Miss Theron.
Also a South African.
Yeah. And they're little tiny cars that they fill with gold.
I don't know what the kind of cars they're called. They're just small, almost like they're mini.
Mini cars.
Mini cars.
I think that I told myself never to watch like heist or car movies like the reboots for those because I watched Gone in 60 Seconds, the reboot,
Fair.
and I was like, no,
No.
I'm not doing that
I
again.
barely even remember that happened.
Ocean's 11 is also a very good movie, and I just remember like because Don Cheadle plays like a very British guy in that, and he's awesome. And I remember watching like an interview with him. There's this part when Don Cheadle gets like blasted with sewage, and he's all like, "The sewers aren't going to work with our plan," and he's like telling the rest of the guys, and he's just covered in sewage, and Matt Damon is in the back, and he's like covering his nose because in his mind he's like, "Oh, he stinks, right? I'm supposed to." Nobody else is doing it. He's just all like, I don't know why nobody else is just like retching from like the smell, quote unquote, that's coming off of Don Cheadle because obviously it's not real sewage. They wouldn't do that to him. And so
You're telling me they didn't actually smear human excrement all over Don Cheadle for that
And
shot?
that the rest of the actors completely forgot that. Oh, right, he's supposed to smell.
But like he's the only one that's like, "Oh, ew, ew, I don't like," and the rest are just all like, yes, go on, Don.
No sewage? Okay.
Oh, okay.
You seem to be covered in get some smooth right here.
There's some decently good actors in that too.
Oh, yeah.
Including George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Don Cheadle, a bunch of really great actors.
Oh,
in
yeah.
there. And it all works. I like some heist movies, although I think Inside Man's probably still going to be like the best heist movie ever made.
It's pretty good.
I don't know if
you think
anybody's
so?
going to disagree there. It's really good.
I mean, I won't say it's bad. I don't know that I would call it the best. But then again,
I'm not very familiar with heist movies.
I haven't seen every heist movie, so I can't tell you.
That's fair. I haven't seen every heist movie either. My big brothers, being the law-abiding citizens that they are, were really, really into heist movies.
I like the idea of law-abiding obsidians.
Obsidians. Law-abiding obsidians.
Yes.
But, yeah, those are two reboots that are actually really good, but weren't like recent reboots or anything.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. I think in general, there's so many reboots, and I'm not gonna lie, I mean, reboots they can work if they do it the right way, as we just demonstrated. But I feel like at this point, with how many reboots we've gotten, I kind of just want to see more original ideas.
That's fair.
I don't feel like there's enough of those anymore.
Original ideas, when it comes to movies, original ideas are big risks.
So naturally,
Studios,
nobody's going to fund
they
it.
want to bank on what makes money.
Right.
Yeah, hence what I was talking about before with mass market appeal.
Yep.
They don't want to gamble money on an original idea and then losing it, so they'd rather reboot something because they know it'll be a guaranteed success.
I mean,
So check it out. There's this movie called Looper.
yeah, there is.
All right,
And
good start.
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
And it stars Bruce Willis and... Oh, God.
It's a sequel to The Kid.
No. Well, I get. Thank you. Nice reference. No, it's a reboot of the Kid. No. So, Looper is a really fascinating film because it has to deal with time travel, and the way that the plot of the movie is that the main character, not Bruce Willis, he's what's called a looper, and a looper is somebody that is basically a hitman that gets sent assassination targets from the future, some 15, like 30, 40, however many years into the future, sent back from the crime syndicate that they work for, and that person shows up, and then you shoot them, and you're paid.
Yep.
And it's actually very economic. I like it, but because like they just put the money reward like on the person that needs to be executed. It's just gold.
So they
like bricks of gold on that person.
Someone just pops out of time. You
Yes.
shoot them. You grab the cash.
Yeah,
you're good.
like you get sent the location and the person, and then you go there. You set out just like a regular tarp, and then you just wait. And you wait there, and like the main character, he'll just wait there with his gun, and then you'll be given the time of when that person is supposed to just phase in. And the way that they do it is that they do a hard cut. Like there's no like light or anything. It's not like Terminator where there's just an explosion of energy. It's just they're there, and they hard cut that person into existence, and then you just shoot, and then you collect your reward. And one day and they're always like bound up and covered up, so you never know what they look like. And then you just take them to an incinerator, and it's done. So the main character, he's doing his job, and then he gets a new victim to execute, and the guy's being played by Bruce Willis. And there's this moment where they look at each other and you realize it's me from the future. So Bruce Willis escapes. It's this, like, the entire movie is them playing cat and mouse to each other. Gosh, I just realized I could have just said this before. Long and short, they have a whole conversation about media and films and adaptations versus original works in there. Mm-hmm. I should have just started with that.
Well, I'm actually fine that you told me everything else about the movie, because like that in and of itself, I think is actually a kind of a cool idea, and I'd watch it for that.
And the movie itself is an original work.
Yeah, I don't know that I like Looper that much, but I did sort of like the concept in it.
Yeah,
Looper has some cool ideas.
It's got some commentary in it too.
Yeah.
For example, that whole reboots versus original ideas.
There are some major problems with it as
definitely solidly in the pile of just watch it and form your own opinion.
Yeah,
kind of.
I'd recommend it though.
Because I feel like I love-hate Looper.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that I love and things that I hate about Looper.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you guys want to talk about something that we all hate?
Sure.
Sort of segueing on reboots and sequels.
Okay.
But we'll go back a little ways.
Okay.
We'll go back in
Aren't
time.
we all so glad that Disney stopped doing their direct-to-video sequels?
Oh,
I am
yes.
so happy about that.
Are you telling me that you did not like Lion King 2?
Are you
telling
was it,
me
Lion
that
King
you
2?
didn't like
Lion King
1.5?
Yeah, Lion King 1.5.
I legitimately, and I've said that to the guys before, but for the sake of the podcast, I'll repeat myself. I legitimately hate Lion King 1.5 for the sole fact that the entire point of that movie seems to be cutting down all the good things about the original Lion King.
Yeah.
And presenting them as, oh, it's not as great as you think it is.
Yeah.
Or these really powerful moments that happen in the movie that they just make fun of.
Yeah.
In Lion King 1.5.
It's like a self-loathing sequel.
Yeah.
One of the big things in that was like Timon and Pumbaa are chasing after Simba went to go face Scar. And they're going to catch up with him to help him out. And they do the same slow motion run with the music that Simba does in the original movie, which is like a really powerful point in the original Lion King. But then they do it, and Pumbaa's like running slow motion. It's got the African music playing in the background. And then Timon like runs past him, and he turns around and is like, "Why are you running so slow?"
Yeah.
And I'm just all like,
stop having this big, slow, powerful moment.
Yeah, knock that off.
I hate when shows and movies do that just in general.
Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
This really emotional moment in the original movie, and you're just going to make fun of it.
Just
everything.
Like the series not understanding itself.
So, everything in there sacrificed for pathos.
Yeah.
Everything in there sacrificed for pathos.
Well, you didn't
disgusting.
love when they just spread their cheeks and just took a big stinking dump all over one of their biggest, most successful films.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan.
I didn't say thank you to that.
I think another example of a series kind of doing that to itself that I've told you guys about before, but in the Gears of War series, having like a big like having an emotional moment of like one of the characters, Dom, having to like kill his wife because she's like, you know, really far gone and like in pain, and then he in like another game, and then in a few subsequent game he like takes himself out in like a blaze of glory to help everyone else out, and it's like really like one of the few emotional beats of those like games that I think works really well.
Yeah.
And then the game itself in the multiplayer gives you like a goofy Mortal Kombat Revenant zombie Dom skin that goes like brains.
I loved those direct-to-video sequels that they weren't even really movies. It wasn't really even a story.
Yeah.
It was just a
I know what
bunch
you're
of
talking about.
vignettes.
Yes.
Like Hunchback of Notre Dame 2.
Yep. Is awful.
Tarzan and Jane.
Yes,
It's
Tarzan and
also
Jane.
awful.
The
that was
Hercules had
literally
one.
just a
Zero to
vignette
Hero.
of them showing the Tarzan show.
Yeah. They would just
They
set
would
up.
just show episodes of the Tarzan show.
Yep.
With the caveat, it's all like, oh, it's their anniversary. They're remembering everything.
I will give one direct to video sequel. I will say no, actually two that I legitimately like. I think one is better than the other, but
Are you gonna say the one I think you're gonna say?
the ones that I actually really liked: Return of Jafar and King of Thieves.
Yeah, I liked King of Thieves.
I actually I wanted to specifically ask you about that. What you thought of the Aladdin sequels?
I am actually a big fan of Return of Jafar. I think it's a really good movie.
Really?
Because they were both direct to video, right?
They were. They were both direct to video.
I didn't know you liked that much.
Return of Jafar?
I
think
thought-
it's like really good.
I thought you liked King of Thieves way more.
I like King of Thieves a lot, except for the In or Out song. I didn't like that at all.
okay.
It just makes me mad. Are you in or out? And
I actually prefer King of Thieves.
a lot of the songs from the direct to video movies, I still have burned into my brain. Pocahontas 2 makes me mad.
You didn't like Pocahontas 2?
I did not like Pocahontas 2.
You didn't like Pocahontas 2?
No,
Journey to a New World?
but I
Strike this staff, every white man you see.
We must know their numbers.
We must know how powerful.
We must know how powerful they are becoming.
The Shetland pony is the heaviest of horses.
The Clydesdale is the heaviest of all.
Would the Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas count?
Yes, that is a direct. I actually liked it.
I was gonna say that's one of the ones I sort of like too.
I also recall The Rescuers 2 being pretty good too.
The Rescuers.
Oh, yeah.
The Rescuers Down Under is not a direct to video.
Yeah.
It's not.
Sequel.
Okay.
It is a full. One
And,
of the very few full sequels.
And
Okay.
I went to theaters.
That's why I remember it being good.
check it out. I actually checked it out on Disney Plus, and it was like some 30 or 40 years between those two films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was nuts. Like, we were the right age for Rescuers Down Under and when it came out. And then
equals A.
did you know there was a
Razorback
Razorback?
in my truck. Did you? Did you? There's a Razorback in my truck.
Oh gosh,
You
I need
see,
to go back and
I got the father.
I need to go back and rewatch that.
I really like
Rescuers and
Rescuers
Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah,
I
both
like
of those
Rescuers
movies are-
Down Under way more than I
Yeah,
like
both of those
Rescuers.
movies I thought were really good.
They're both very good movies.
As a kid, I would there were a couple of times where I would quietly sing the motto to myself,
Yeah.
just to remind myself. I was like, "We're here to help."
Rescue and Society.
Hands held high, touch the sky. You mean everything to me. It was a great movie. It was a really great movie.
We owned
we
owned almost every Disney film on VHS growing up.
We had so many.
Yeah.
You know, The Hunchback of Notre Dame was a Disney movie I've always really liked
Yes.
It is
for
really
obvious reasons.
Yes.
So I was super stoked when they're like a sequel, right?
No, I'm with you. Go
And then
ahead.
it came out, and I watched it, and I think it's a lot like how you feel about Lion King 1.5, where I feel like the Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 just dumps all over the entire point of the first film.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. And there's one thing that actually has always kind of ticked me off about Hunchback of Notre Dame 2, which I think is a hard lesson that people need to learn, but don't necessarily want to learn, and that not everybody's going to have someone special in their life to be with.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's kind of the same with Monsters University,
Mm-hmm.
and like the people that made Monsters University,
They understood that.
they made it a point
Mm-hmm.
to be like,
The dream that
the
you have.
dream that you want going into college isn't always going to pan out for you.
Oh yeah.
And like that's a lesson that they were trying to teach with Monsters
Yeah.
University, and I don't think that the lesson that was meant to be taught with Hunchback of Notre Dame was like, hey, you're probably going to be alone.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that was really what they were
no,
going for.
I don't think that's what they meant.
But that's what they accidentally said.
No.
But you know, it is a fact of life that not everybody's going to have someone special. In
It's
their
not
life.
always going to work out.
It's not always
It's
going to
really
work out.
what it boils down to.
And so then the Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 comes out. It's all like, no, there's somebody out there for you.
Hard back down.
No, yeah, it was. It was a
Even
huge
if
back down.
you're a disgusting, like,
Yeah.
quasi man.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Like Hunchback of Notre Dame, the original, and Monsters University, they make it a point that you may not reach this goal that you want, but that doesn't mean you can't be happy with where
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, and I think it's important to remember, like,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't work out, that's still okay.
Yeah.
Because it's
definitely.
not a failure. It's just you go in a different direction.
That's right.
And that's kind of just how life works.
Yeah, agreed. Shall we try a question or two? Unless you guys had some chunky bits you wanted to throw onto the fire first.
Well, I guess since you talk about Monsters University, Monsters Inc. was another movie I really enjoyed.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It was a very good movie.
It was fantastic. And
That's pretty much all I have to say about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
I don't
fir-
think that's an underrated film, though.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not underrated.
Yeah.
I think Disney doesn't count when it comes to underrated films.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm
Well,
sure
what about
there-
Oliver and Company?
Oliver?
'Cause I loved Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company's good.
For whatever reason, I had that in my head. That was a DreamWorks film.
All right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It felt like a DreamWorks film.
Bette Midler
Okay.
was in that.
it wasn't that a very good time.
If we're talking underrated things that we've seen, a TV show that I've actually rechecked out and thought, like, this is actually kind of an underrated TV show, weirdly enough. The show Drake and Josh.
You think so?
Yeah,
Huh.
I think that's actually kind of an underrated show. It's actually
Drake
there's-
and Josh.
it's not it's not great, but there are still funny bits that like hold up here and there.
What's next? We're going to be watching Wizards of Waverly Place?
No,
What
Phil
are
from
we?
the future?
no, we are not.
What are we? Some sort of Suicide Squad?
Speaking of which, Pie Man, I think you'll be happy to know, or maybe the opposite, to know that all of the Halloween Town films are on Disney Plus.
Oh.
All of them.
All of them.
Including Calabar's Revenge.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially Calabar's Revenge.
Yeah.
And
There are
Hocus
three of
Pocus
them,
is on
right?
there too.
I can't. There's a third one. There.
This is like
Is there
the high
three
school
or is it
one,
two?
wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
Halloween Town High.
We've been over this before.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah, we have.
We talked about it before.
I can never remember.
Yeah. But
That's how important the Halloween Town films are to me. I can't remember the third one.
I also wanted to bring up some of the TV shows of the Disney
Yeah.
movies that some of them I thought were actually really good, and then others that I thought were smelly poopy.
Haven't we talked about that already too?
I don't think so. I didn't talk about the Aladdin TV show. I thought the Aladdin TV show was
No, I
really
don't
good. A
think
lot
we
of people
did.
really liked it, with such memorable characters as Mose and Wrath,
Abba's Mall,
Abba's Mall.
who made it into the third film.
Yep.
He did. Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
yeah.
Genie was voiced by Dan Castellaneta, aka Homer
Dan-
Simpson.
Dad Costanza.
Dan Costanza.
Dad Costanza. But yeah, I didn't have much else to say on like underrated stuff. I didn't know if you guys had anything.
Yeah. I
Oh,
just
that's
wanted to
fine.
bring up the TV shows.
I mean, there was Little Mermaid. There was Hercules.
Hercules TV show was pretty great.
There was.
Wasn't there overlap between the Hercules show and the Aladdin
Yes.
show?
A
There
couple
was.
times.
They actually had a full-on crossover episode. The episode was called Hercules and the Arabian Night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was the villain that had the mechanical bugs.
Oh, wasn't that Mose and Wrath?
Wasn't that Mose and
I
Wrath?
think it was Mose and
I
Wrath.
thought that was Mose and Wrath.
But actually, so the Aladdin show actually had a villain in it I thought was kind of creepy. And
Which
that
one?
was the dude with the skeleton hand and the
That,
black
that's
sand.
Mose and Wrath.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's Mose and
okay,
Wrath,
no,
yeah.
okay. 'Cause the guy with the mechanical bugs is different. He was like a Greek dude.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Somebody made a really nice drawing of Mose and Wrath.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I thought he was pretty cool.
He's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And his skeleton hand was creepy.
Yeah. He didn't always have the skeleton hand, but he like died, but he didn't die though.
Yeah,
That's why he had the skeleton
Only
hand.
his hand died.
Yeah.
that's right.
That was fun.
Yeah. I'm ready for questions if you guys are.
I think it's about time for questions.
I mean, we've already talked about the Tarzan TV show
Yeah.
that they repurposed into a movie.
The Emperor's New School.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was pretty short-lived, though,
So
wasn't it?
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna put both hands on your mouth and just stop more information about that from coming out.
What about Krunk's New Groove? Which was a movie that
Yep.
was just focused on rehashing the same jokes from the first movie.
Remember how much you guys liked Kronk and how stupid he was? Well, here's him being stupid more.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half.
For an hour and a half, just
Enjoy.
So enjoy.
and like
Cusco,
Krunk,
I don't think that's a very good idea.
Krunk is main character material, right?
Yes, Ma, have you been going over your Squirrel Scout handbook? I don't think you have.
Krunk is at best whipped cream, and the rest of the milkshake doesn't need him. But
Did
he makes
people
the
like-
milkshake better.
Did people like The Emperor's New Groove?
I thought they
liked it.
did.
I thought it was good.
Yeah. I can't reach out into the hive mind, but I can say that I at least enjoyed it.
I liked it a lot.
I thought it
It's
was good.
definitely one of my favorite films. Like I said in previous episodes, that's when Disney was starting to like, hello there, fellow kids.
Yeah, it became a lot more committee,
They were coughing up blood a little bit.
a lot more, a lot more focus tested.
Oh yeah.
But like, it was just early enough that it hadn't worn out its welcome, so Emperor's New Groove ended up being good despite itself.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Don't tell me. We're about to go over a huge waterfall.
Yep.
Sharp rocks at the bottom?
Most likely.
Bring it on. Because that was his catchphrase, booyah.
Booyah.
Yeah.
Booyah.
There's that focus testing. Booyah! That's his catchphrase.
That's his catchphrase.
That is a catchphrase that I can get behind, and I will submit my vote that, yes, I do think that Krunk knows what sex is.
He knows what it is. I don't think he's familiar with it.
I think
He's aware of the concept.
He's aware.
You know what? I think he knows of it. He hasn't done it because if he would have, I think he would have been a lot more aggressive about stuff. Like about ladies in general, just periodically being like, "Hey, how you doing?"
You know, I am the second-hand guy to the leader of the known world.
I'm Joe Swanson.
Don't worry.
Peter, Peter, what are you doing in my yard?
Don't you dare!
Krunk is cursed to be handsome and chiseled, but like because he's in a cartoon, he's cursed to never find anyone. Kind of like Johnny Bravo,
Yeah.
Aw, yeah.
Hi there, pretty mama.
who I just want to point out had a crossover with Scooby Doo, where we find out that Johnny Bravo canonically has good taste because he went after Velma instead of Daphne.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No.
My
At first he went after Daphne, but by the end of it,
Yeah.
he flipped and went for it. Because first, Velma was actually like sidling up to him, and she is all like, "Go ahead, I don't bite." And he's all like, he looks over at Daphne, he's like, "Does she?"
Yeah.
Oh, hey there, baby.
Yeah.
And then by the end, we find he does make the good choice.
Yeah.
He made the correct decision.
The correct decision.
That being said, if I'm wrong, it will break my heart. If I'm wrong in my way of remembering that episode.
No, that's pretty much how it went down.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's how it went down. But
Okay,
I remember
I hope
watching
so,
it.
Yeah.
because if I'm wrong, I'm going to be sad.
Oh god, that's another show I watched all the time was Johnny Bravo.
As Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
Yep. And I always did the monkey with him.
Yeah.
that
you
reminds
have
me-
to.
You have to.
That reminds me of when Venture Brothers, where they went and found Johnny Quest. In,
Yeah.
What?
like
They
all
did.
by himself in like this ball thing in the ocean. And they had to they needed his help for some reason. I don't remember the
The
exact.
Johnny Quest.
Yeah, at first they were just going to heavily imply that it was Johnny Quest.
Yeah.
But then because it was Adult Swim that makes this,
Yes.
which is owned by Cartoon Network.
Right.
They had found out that Cartoon Network actually owns the rights to all of the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Nice.
And so they have all the rights to it. They're like, oh yeah, you can call him Johnny Quest if you want. They're like, Mr. Quest. And he's wearing the black shirt.
Yeah.
His like hair is all messed up. He's like,
oh, he's that kind of Johnny Quest.
yeah.
He's been questing too long
He's
and
been
too hard.
questing for far too long. Well, Venture Brothers is pretty much a parody of
Yeah,
the old
right.
Hanna-Barbera cartoons
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
And so,
I have one more
yes.
semi-unsung show.
Yes.
I'm going to say
please.
semi because it's not completely unknown. But when I was a child, I enjoyed the ever-loving crap out of Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
Yes.
Inspector Gadget's
Oh,
really
I
good.
remember
One
that.
of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
The movie's perfect.
The
The sequel is also perfect.
We've already been here.
Matthew
Five-
Broderick, it's the perfect person.
Fireman, were you ever worried that Claw might actually get that gadget one day?
No, I knew he wouldn't.
I'll get you, gadget.
Because Penny wouldn't let him.
No.
Penny and Brain had it on lockdown.
Yep.
Don't worry, Penny. I've got it all figured out. And then he falls into a manhole.
Yep.
It's okay, you can just use his copter to get out.
Just use go gadget copter. But then the copter blades are like too wide for the opening of the manhole, so he just tinks on the inside.
Tink, tink, tink.
Well, that's that.
Go gadget extendo legs. He extends his legs while he still has the copter out, so now he's just grinding on the inside of the sewer bed. He's not the brightest guy, but he dang it, Gadget, you get results.
Where's the gritty reboot where we see Inspector Gadget get RoboCopped?
I mean, that's kind of what happened in Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
in
That's
the
exactly
movie.
what happened.
He got RoboCop.
Where everybody
for all
gets
intents and
shotguns and
purposes.
just shoots him for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Because
No, he
got blown up,
He
right?
got
He
blown
did.
up by
Yeah,
a
he did.
cartoony dynamite stick.
Yeah, he got blown up by some dynamite.
His Claw was all like, "Remember, smoking kills," and he threw the cigar.
Stop
with
talking about the
dynamite stick.
Inspector Gadget.
And then the bowling ball that was in the back of Inspector Gadget's car exploded outwards.
Yeah.
And Claw went in to close his sunroof, and then the bowling
Yeah,
ball
so-
came down and crushed his hand.
Yep.
Then he got his robo clamp.
Yep.
Call me Claw.
Except he had all those switch out hands.
Yes, he
He had his
did.
cigar hand, he had his
Yep.
sushi hand.
Yeah.
And all
And
this-
this newest one I developed, the ding 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 sushi hand.
Yeah.
I
And
think-
you don't like that
I
movie.
hate that movie.
wasn't the guy that made his Claw Andy Dick?
Yes, it was Andy
Yeah.
Dick.
That's what I thought.
And Andy Dick was Claw's science guy.
Yeah.
He's the one who made the evil gadget with the big teeth.
Oh man, yeah, the evil gadget with big teeth.
That was powered by a tarantula.
Yeah, you and I were the same, except I got better teeth. Yeah. I watched that movie too much.
Yeah, I also saw it more times than I should have.
It has one line that I still do legitimately love, and that was the Gadgetmobile's line. Of him going all
yes,
like,
yes.
"This car has 2 speeds, fast and woo! What was that?"
I love that one. I love that one.
Yeah.
No, the Gadgetmobile sucked.
It did suck.
That was the worst part.
You didn't like your jive, smooth talking car?
No, I didn't.
That I kind of feel is like a racist caricature.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
At the very least, it was insensitive.
Yeah.
Alright.
Man.
Okay.
So you got questions?
Yes,
I
questions.
actually don't have very many questions. I'm surprised nobody really messaged me.
Oh, it's because they're starting to realize that we have nothing to offer.
that's
so,
actually the
Yeah, right?
so they're dropping off.
Big Will Holland did send me one that I haven't heard yet.
Okay.
So,
I'm good for that.
He sent us a question about movies, so I have that ready.
What did he ask us?
Let us find out.
All right, so two of my favorite movies that I grew up watching as a kid. The first one was Transformers the movie before Michael Bay got his hands on it and ruined the whole thing. But then the other one was Good Burger. Nickelodeon movie, Good Burger. Kenan and Kel were on there as main characters. So here's my question, since we're talking about movies today. If you could work at any fictional place in a movie that you've watched or a movie that you love, what would it be? There you go. Thank you guys for rocking out and giving awesome content. Mythos Podcast, you rule.
I am right there with you on Good Burger.
Good Burger, home of the Good Burger.
Can I take your order?
So, I'm gonna full disclosure. This is gonna sound positively preposterous, but I somehow wasn't, like, through a series of circumstances, like, at first I wasn't allowed to, and then afterwards I just never got around to it. I'd never seen Good Burger.
You weren't allowed to see Good Burger?
I've never seen
It was
before.
one of those situations where
It was offensive to your family's
it was all
sensibilities.
like, they're stupid, and you're going to be stupid from watching those.
So, yeah, when growing up, we mostly watched the Disney Channel and almost no Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Because that had, like, Ren and Stimpy, SpongeBob, these dumb shows, and our mom was all like, those shows are dumb, and if you watch it, it'll make you dumb.
I actually
so we watched Disney Channel
For me,
instead.
it was like for me, it was the opposite. I watched more like Nickelodeon than anything. It's just Ren and Stimpy was the exception. Like we couldn't watch that, but we could watch anything else.
Fair enough.
And I remember my grandma specifically telling me, like, she never stopped me from watching it, but the show Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Yes.
She always told me if I kept watching that show, I'd grow up to be stupid.
Butter toast.
Butter toast.
It didn't stop me from watching it.
Yeah.
I was actually reading a thread on in Reddit where they were talking about like shows that were like weirdly meta in places.
Yeah.
As the subject of Ed, Edd and Eddy came up, and they were like, it, like all the time.
Yeah.
It was like super meta
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
like just small areas. And I think there was like one thing where it's all like they were thinking about borrowing Plank for some reason, and somebody was all like, "No, Johnny doesn't appear in this episode," and they're like, "Oh, okay," and then just moved on.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
His voice actor was sick that day, so they can't have Plank.
There was like another time where somebody had mentioned something that had like happened in the past. And I think Double D was all like, "Didn't we win an Emmy for that?" And they're like, "No, we didn't."
I was immediately going to come back to that time that Eddie started hallucinating and walking around the town, and just like the Laws of Physics area, they run into gosh, what was the name of that kid with the braces up in front? I can't remember.
Jimmy?
Jimmy, thank you, Jimmy. Where they run into Jimmy and like they notice like a string from his shirt is loose, and they grab it and they're like, no, please don't do that anymore. Like they pull the string and like his shirt comes completely undone, but it's like still attached, and they're like, what the? And so they pull it, and his character outline comes off.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And he's all like, and they point out, they're like, "Eddie, you just pulled off his outline!" And then he goes, "Fate has done a cruel thing," and he melts in place and goes down the sewers. He's like, "Darn it!"
Yeah. Oh, God, I remember that.
And of course, everybody's favorite, "Life has many holes, Ed boy!" Where it's Rolf, and he's like tearing reality.
He opens up and the Clyfoth tree comes out.
That's right.
That was a very good.
All right.
Also, gosh, really quick. I just love the original animated Transformers film.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was one of the coolest films I'd ever seen when I was a kid.
Ultimate self-destruction!
The power of wheels!
It's a violent eruption! Existence drifts away!
So, yeah, basically it just had a really Basically, it had a really bumping soundtrack, and I love the story, and I love the character arc that goes on.
The music is really.
We got it for one of the other Roscoe brothers.
Yes.
Was it? No, it was just DVD, not Blu-ray. I don't think.
No, just DVD. But we also, at the same time, got him the original soundtrack on CD as well.
Yeah.
That was in 2004.
Yeah.
I remember we got it for him in Christmas of 2004. I remember that because we
watched it.
We booted it up, watched it,
on
and
New
the
Year's.
opening. No, on Christmas.
Yeah.
And Christmas 2004, and the opening, for those that
First
don't know,
line.
the first line in the movie goes, "It is the year 2005."
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
soon.
Oh, we were all like, "Oh, it's next year, rad." I remember thinking that's. But yes, thank you,
Yes.
Will.
Oh,
Oh,
question,
so
though.
what was his question?
We didn't answer his question.
No, we
but
didn't.
movie,
What
movie
fictional
world we would love to
company
live in.
World?
What fictional company would we
Yes.
work for?
Yeah, in a movie.
Fictional company.
Basically, yeah. Like, where would we work?
Wait, was that the question? I thought it was what movie universe.
That's what I thought.
I thought you were making a joke when you said that.
No,
That's how I remember it.
I'm pretty sure.
You want to
You
just
know
play
what?
it
Let's
again?
just go back
Let's
and
just
make
play
sure
it
before we
again.
answer.
Let's just play it again.
Why not? Let me boot it back
Play
up.
it again.
Run that back.
Run it back.
Run that back.
Enhance.
So here's my question, since we're talking about movies today. If you could work in any fictional place in a movie that you've watched or a movie that you love, what would it be? There you go.
So what's fictional?
So
place?
yeah, an establishment
Alright.
in
Sorry,
a
Will.
movie.
It's okay.
You want to work at Good Burger?
You want to work at Good
No,
Burger?
I would not want to work at Good Burger.
Yeah, that'd be awful.
Did you ever see the Good Burger SNL sketch they did not too long ago?
I did. It was trash.
Yeah.
It wasn't SNL. It was
Was it all that?
No.
They knew all that?
it was the Jimmy Kimmel. No, Kimmel, not Kimmel. The other
Wait.
Jimmy.
Jimmy
I'm pretty sure-
Fallon.
Is that why it was bad?
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah,
SNL.
of course that's why it was bad.
Okay.
Fallon ruins
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Fallon will make it better. Oh no, Fallon made it worse. Fallon makes everything worse.
All right.
Hey, have you heard his
so-
really good Alan Rickman impression? Because I haven't, even though he does it all the time.
All right. Time to move on to the next question.
Okay, so yes, fictional establishments in a movie that we would work at.
Fictional establishments in a movie that we'd like to work at. That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm going to just shoot straight from the hip and say I would like, just because it's just been brought up, and you know I'm just gonna go straight for it. I would like to think that it'd be kind of fun to work on Autobot City.
Working at Autobot City. What
yeah.
would you do? Would you do like Spike and just kind of be friends with all of the?
I would do my damnedest to do that.
to be friends with the Autobots.
I would do my damnedest to just be a liaison to the Autobots.
Mm-hmm.
And just hang out with them all the time. Maybe go on rad adventures.
And you get a cool transmorphing suit.
I would get a really cool transmorphing suit.
Yeah.
Maybe have like a handful of Autobots that I know personally and they know me.
What would you transmorph into?
Oh, it's just like a little car.
Yeah. They just transmorph into
yeah,
little
yeah,
cars.
Oh, okay, so it's a standard.
It's a standard suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get to pick.
No.
No. No.
What would you
don't.
guys transform? What would you guys transform?
Transform
What would you guys
into-
pick? What would you guys pick?
Yeah.
An F-16.
I transform into the alien spaceship that Megatron was in the first film.
Nice.
First Michael Bay film.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I want to work at Cyberdyne Systems.
There you go.
I want to make
Cyberdyne.
Terminators.
Perfect.
Or should I work at Wayland Yutani?
Working at Wayland Yutani would probably be
They
fine
would-
as long as you don't
they-
get sent anywhere horrible.
No, they would just send you off as like expendable fodder and you die.
That's true.
That's a definite possibility. Even working on like a colony for Wayland Yutani,
Yeah.
like something's gonna get introduced into the system and it's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Okay, so scratch Wayland Yutani. I'm going to go with Cyberdyne Systems.
Cyberdyne.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Another great day here at Cyberdyne. Building more Terminators.
Robot arms.
Robot arms.
Robot arms. That's a really tough question.
That's a good
I can't get The Land Before Time out of my head.
You'd be a dinosaur.
I'm trying to think of something else, but
I
it's
would-
all like,
I
no,
would-
you just want to think about Littlefoot right now.
I want to be a long neck in the Great Valley and eat tree stars.
Oh yeah, tree stars.
Delicious.
What about the whatever major toy company is making the superhero toys and Jingle All the Way?
There you go.
They're probably like super successful.
Al's Toy Barn.
Al's
Toy Barn!
I actually
All
probably
Al's
wouldn't
Toy
mind
Barn
working
outlets in
at.
the Tri-County area.
I probably would not actually mind working at Al's Toy Barn. I'd probably be
For the
fine.
giant chicken!
Yeah.
What a world.
What a world we live in.
Well, no. Maybe we can come back to that one later for you.
I'd like to work for the Galactic Alliance from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool.
You want to ghost me?
You're gonna take me through that? Yeah, neat.
Yeah.
What about Shield? Would anybody work for Shield?
Yeah, why not? I don't have to be a field agent. I could just be
Yeah.
a desk agent.
No, I want to be
Exactly.
a judge from Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst job.
That's awesome.
That'd be a great. I could drive on that big dumb motorcycle and wear the gold armor and just shoot people in the face
Scowl all
whenever
day.
I want.
Yeah, you're starting to convince me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all that violence has convinced me to join me.
What? I get to shoot hobos?
There was that one guy from Buzz Lightyear Star Command that was just a janitor. I could do that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. And, you know, it's
Booster?
still...
Yeah,
Booster, thank
yeah.
you. I can't believe I
Yeah.
couldn't remember Booster.
It's the memorable booster from
Yeah.
from the most memorable Star Wars.
That's
You know,
the thing.
Buzz Lightyear
I-
Star Command was pretty good.
That's actually the thing.
It
I
was.
do
It was
remember
good.
that
I
movie, and I
liked
do remember Booster.
It had that cute blue girl in it.
Yeah.
dude. Mira Nova?
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the ghost powers.
Yeah, she can ghost. And then when she gets sunburned, she yellows.
Mm-hmm.
I love
that.
Emperor Zurg though.
Yeah.
And
Emperor Zurg is so good.
I want to be Emperor Zurg.
And,
I will call you Agent Z!
That's stupid.
Yeah, like you probably want to go with Agent C.
Yeah, he's been thinking about it for a long time.
He saved it for an exceptionally evil henchman.
Oh, Agent Z, love it. Especially the whole Z thing.
Also love that movie.
So good.
The series was fun.
The series was good.
And their best buddy XR.
Yep,
Robot.
XR. That was
Nose
kind of
4A2,
Nose 4A2.
the
Yep.
energy vampire.
The energy vampire.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
was XR and his
That was
evil
before-
brother XL.
I think I had you explained that to
Yeah,
me.
Nose 4A2.
Yeah. I was all like, there's something about that name. You were like, yeah, it's Nosferatu, idiot.
He's a vampire, you know, like Max Shrek in the old 20s movie, where he was like,
I love the idea of
Yep.
you explaining obscure stuff to me like it's obvious that I should know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know about Yggdragoth?
Yeah, big dunderhead you.
Yeah, you big dum dum. That was
Yeah,
fun.
Definitely.
Shall we try another one?
Another question?
Yeah. Do we have any more?
There are
That
none.
was the only
That was the
question.
only one? All
I
right.
was surprised. But what I wanted to do is take some of these old movies that we talked about that we legitimately loved as kids, and let's see what their Rotten Tomatoes rating
Okay.
was.
Okay.
excellent.
I was
start-
also going to ask, did we have any leftover questions from last episode?
Oh, we do.
That's
if you
true,
want to
we
do
did.
those
We
first.
could do
did.
those also.
You want to do those first or after?
They're
Rotten
typically
Tomatoes?
going to be in regards to anime, but
Yeah.
it should be fine.
Anime is TV.
Anime is TV. That's 100% true. Okay, you want to do the anime questions first?
What do you guys want?
Let's,
Dead
No,
air.
why not? Let's do anime questions and then see if we can double back onto movie reviews.
Okay, let's do the anime questions.
Let's belt them out
from you.
nice and quick.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hit them
Louis,
fast and hard.
our good buddy Louis asks, what manga would you love to see being turned into an anime and why?
A lot of the manga that I've read has been turned
I
into
was
anime.
going to say that's extremely common.
Yeah, I mean, they've
Yeah.
all happened already.
Almost every manga that I've read that I
Oh.
really like has been turned into an anime.
I can't think off the top of my head one that
Yeah.
hasn't. I
Legit-
know there
Exactly.
are a few.
I'd have to scour.
The one I'm happy to have seen turn into an anime, JoJo.
Yeah, exactly. That took a while.
Yeah.
But from our collection, like
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
much all of these-
everything is an anime.
I would like Berserk to be a better anime.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the remake is poopy.
So there was I had to double check on a manga that I have. There was a little while where I was hoping, where I was really enjoying My Neighbor Seki,
Yeah,
and like I was just sitting there, I was all like, oh, I would really like to see this turn into an anime, but I'd be fine with just the manga. And then, sure enough, after my spirit journey, I come back and I was like, oh, there is an anime. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed.
yeah.
I was like, okay.
So yeah, thanks for your question, Louis. But yeah, it's like pretty much everything that we've read has been turned into an anime already.
Yeah, fair question, though.
Yep.
What's the next one?
The next one comes from the wonderful Melody 8.
Ooh.
She's great. What are some underrated / diamond in the rough animes that you have seen and why?
Genshiken.
Genshiken. I would agree.
Yeah.
Genshiken
Was
is
it in the
definitely-
rough? Was it ever in the rough?
it's hard to find.
And,
Like,
not a lot of people talk about it.
yeah,
I guess that's true.
yeah,
That's my big thing. I don't
And I
want to
think-
draw everyone's attention to Genshiken.
yes,
I think that's important.
as much as I can.
Lucky Star was big, but not a lot of people talk about Lucky Star
Yeah.
anymore. But Lucky Star would be one of those that I
Yeah.
feel.
I don't know. I thought Lucky Star was pretty dang popular.
It was for a while.
I think one that I did stumble across before. It's kind of a small one, but it's actually getting an anime soon. Is Girl from the Other Side.
Oh,
Yeah, that I think it's not mind-blowingly great, but it's really interesting, and it looks like it's getting more attention.
well, which plot was that one? Refresh me.
It's like this little girl who lives by herself, and there's this like demon monster thing that's like taking care of her, and
Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw the teaser trailer for that.
Yeah, it has that really scratchy like ink style, where it's
Yeah.
like nothing's outlined and it looks like everything's kind of scribbled.
I saw that. I saw that in the teaser trailer. I was like, that looks
Yeah.
gorgeous.
I have the first volume of that after I stumbled across it. I think that's pretty underrated.
Right on. Yeah. You said Genshiken, Pieman?
Well, if we're going Diamond in the Rough,
Aladdin. No.
what?
Aladdin.
Well, I don't know that I would necessarily call it a diamond in the rough because I mean it was pretty well received in its day, but it's getting old at this point, and so I don't
Yeah.
think it's super well known. Lum.
Yeah.
Lum? Oh, yeah.
Urusei Yatsura.
Nobody talks about Lum anymore. Yeah.
Or her return, which wasn't really a return.
Right. It just was like, oh, we can pick up the series again.
Yeah. I loved hearing. I sometimes I go back to that Assassin's Creed episode that we did where you explain Lum.
Yeah.
Because I like it.
That was a good episode.
Yeah. You explain like this is why it's so confusing. Right on. Thank you, Mildy.
Thank you, Mel.
Oh, Swanks.
Oh, Swanks. Our good buddy, the Burning Fist.
Yes.
What do you guys feel is overused / underused tropes in anime? Which I feel like we kind of talked
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Well, if it's
Yeah, we kinda talked
underused,
about
it's
it.
not a trope.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're correct.
By
If
its
it's
definition,
underused, it's not
yeah.
a trope. But definitely like harem stuff, isekai stuff.
Forced romance.
The,
Forced
the
romance.
plain, boring, normal guy main character.
Yep. The milk toast.
Josh, you don't understand. She saw him across the room, and he was hot. So now they're in love.
That's right.
Even though
that
they
means they're
hate each
in love.
other,
You
or
were
they
the-
should.
They should.
Locked eyes from across the room.
Don't you know that if you force two people that hate each other into a confined situation or space, they will eventually become lovers?
That's
That is
right.
true. That's 100%
That's right.
true.
If there's anything anime has taught me,
Exactly.
and it must be true, right?
Anime has taught me that if I'm running full speed down the street with toast in my mouth, I'll run into my true love.
So you just gotta just belt at
Yeah.
full force down
Yeah.
the street with toast in your mouth, and you'll
That's
find your
right.
true love.
That's right.
All right, let's go do that right now.
Let's
Let's
go
do
do
it.
it right now.
Right now.
Bump it to Pie Man. Oh my!
This entire time,
This entire time,
my childhood friend, right before my eyes, this entire time.
That's another trope.
Well, the childhood friend that
Yes.
we move away and then forget about, and then we
Yeah.
move back.
And then she comes back and she's hot now. Which one's the next one, bro?
That was it for our questions. Right?
Hey,
Did
we
it?
did
Okay,
it.
cool.
All right,
We
let's
did
go
it.
to Rotten
Sweet.
Tomato then.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
boys.
All right, let's rock.
What do we start with?
Secret of the Seal. Secret of the Seal.
Secret of the Seal.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. I want to see what the rating is.
Please be bad.
No, it's not bad. It was good.
It was good.
I thought it was touching and heartfelt and sweet.
Secret of the Seal, 1993. It's not rated.
Dang.
Well, that's too bad.
Oh well.
Yep, it has no audience reviews or critic reviews.
Really?
Whoa!
So
No
nobody,
one has
So,
seen it.
Not only have we not seen it, but no one else has either.
you're
Yeah,
the only
but-
person who's seen it.
Am I the only person on Earth that's
What's
seen
your
Secret of
What's
the
your
Seal?
Rotten Tomato score?
Yeah, what's your Rotten Tomato score?
I loved it. I'd give it like an 80.
Nice.
Certified fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it was
Certified.
fresh.
I was about to say, with Pie Man leaning over the screen, going, "I don't understand. It should be here." And then Jingle's going, "If it's not in our records, that it does not exist.
We have to go ask the younglings what
Are
they
you
think
sure
about
this
it.
movie's real?
There is a link to it.
That's
It's
so
real. I
weird.
know it is.
Are you
so-
sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read the
me see. Can I see
Wikipedia
it?
article for it. Yeah, and there it is right there.
Wow.
The little seal was named.
You read
it was
a,
Debayon or something.
You read
like that.
a Wikipedia article that can be edited by anyone.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the
was
fact that
planted
there
there.
is a Wikipedia article tells me that something is there.
The lizard people planted it for us.
Clearly the lizard.
That's
people.
wild.
You're
Well,
gonna go home and find out that your copy of Secret of the Seal is no longer there.
Yeah, exactly. It was never there to begin with.
And in its place is a new disc for Masters of Martial Art.
Oh,
No.
Can you imagine coming home
This
one
This
day
is-
and sorry, go
This
ahead.
is Cloud finding out that he's not actually Zack.
That's right.
If I came home one day and there was a Master of Martial Arts disc just sitting on my
And
desk,
you recall back in the day when you saw Secret of the Seal, and you're like, "That's how it went, right?" No, that's not actually how it went. As you get like a sudden memory of you going to a TV and putting in Master of Martial Arts again.
Yeah.
that was just a
I
fantasy.
don't remember
It
that.
was the fantasy that I used to blot out Masters of Martial Arts.
And then we find out that there's this whole other guy that Pieman is sharing memories with. And he's like, "No, I'm me.
I'm mean.
All right. So
Next.
what other movie?
Okay, so that doesn't exist.
I say the original Transformers animated film.
Oh, that's got to have a good rating.
Oh,
So I'm
it's
gonna
a safe
say
bet.
I'm gonna say it's gonna have a modest critical rating, great audience rating.
I agree.
Transformers the movie. There we go. 20th anniversary special edition. Okay, you guys ready?
I'm
Give
ready.
it to me.
The critic review,
Yes.
58%.
That
Hey,
sounds about
okay,
right.
I was right.
Yeah. Yeah.
On that
Audience review score, 88%.
one. Okay, yeah, I called it. All right.
Yeah.
It's way higher.
I mean, not that that was a difficult call.
No,
Yeah.
no, it was a pretty safe bet.
Look up Good Burger.
Yeah, Burger.
Here we go. Place your bets. Place down your bison
I'm
dollars.
gonna say.
I'm gonna say like 30%.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say critical rating is like gonna be like 20, and then audience rating will be like 40.
I'll say like audience is probably like 50.
Ooh.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Critic score, 32%.
Hey!
Okay.
Audience score, 63%.
Whoa.
Okay.
Not bad.
Okay.
So there you go.
All
That
right.
sounds about right.
It sounds about right to me.
All right.
Sinbad was in this movie.
He was.
He was. Oh, you know what? First kid.
First kid?
First kid.
No,
Yeah. With Sinbad.
Don't.
We're gonna go through Sinbad's whole.
What?
His entire filmography.
Oh,
Just go
Lord.
to Sinbad's
Okay,
IMDb.
wait. I got it.
You got it?
Critical review, 20%.
Okay.
No, critical review, like single digits.
Whoa.
I want to say single digits.
Okay. And audience review, 60%.
Okay. You think the audience would be higher or lower?
No, I'm gonna say audience maybe like 30.
Okay.
Okay. Hit it.
Critical review, 23%.
Ooh.
okay.
Audience review, 32%.
So,
And
not,
by critics and audiences
not,
alike.
not much better.
What movies have hit single digits? I don't.
A
not
lot.
Many have.
There's a few movies. that
There's
hit single
quite a
digits.
few.
Didn't Paul Blart hit single digits?
Oh. think so. I'm gonna look up Blank Check real
Paul
quick.
Blart, mock up.
Paul Blart, mock-up. Okay, Blank Check.
Oh,
What do,
dang.
what do you think, Blank Check?
I literally don't remember anything about Blank Check.
It was about this.
No, I mean, I
yeah.
know what it's about, and
Yeah.
I did see it. I
Yeah.
don't remember any details.
All right, thank you. Okay. I say.
Just a haze.
I say 10% on critical review
Okay,
and 30% on audience review.
okay.
I can't weigh in
I
because I,
don't know.
never watched it.
I have no idea.
You are shockingly close.
Oh,
9%
no.
Yeah,
critical
single
review.
digits.
35%
Oh, I'm on
audience
fire.
review.
Inspector Gadget.
Inspector,
Yeah.
the film or the cartoon? Because
The
they got
film.
both.
The film.
Inspector.
G2 reporting for duty. Oh, sorry, Fireman. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, I can.
Okay, what are you guys thinking?
I say
Oh, Rupert Everett, of course.
30% critical review, 70% audience review.
Okay,
I'll say 40% critical, 60% user.
okay,
I think I'm gonna agree with Smiter with the 30% critical,
okay,
but I want to do like maybe 45% review or
okay.
audience.
Clearly, you guys are way too generous.
Yeah.
21%
Oh man!
critical review, 18%
Oh!
audience review. The audience hated
Really?
this movie.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh man.
No, I like that's correct. By the way, I just want to say
Yeah.
they're right.
Yeah.
But I figured it would have been higher purely from just like the star power and like the marketing behind it, because I recall it was marketed pretty well.
Yeah. All right, Three Musketeers.
Okay.
I know you've already.
You
looked
can't
it up
have any.
already.
You're too young.
I know you've already looked it up before, but I mean, I want to know for me. I'm gonna say 20% critical review and 70% audience review.
Okay,
I'm gonna do 30-60 split.
30-60. Okay,
I think there's gonna be enough nostalgia that maybe it'll be liked.
okay.
And what movie is this?
The Three Musketeers.
The Musketeers.
Yeah, the live action one.
I'll say 30% critical and then like 40% user.
Okay.
I know I'm being way too generous.
Actually, no, you're almost completely spot on.
Really?
Whoa.
28% critical, 62%.
Wow.
Wow, cool. Well,
Okay.
that makes me happy because I like that
Alright.
movie.
I also really like this movie. I love it.
Look up Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
No.
That one I also looked up.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say it's gonna have a high audience score just
I'm
because
gonna say
of the
like
nostalgia factor.
1% critical, 100 like user.
Actually, you know what? Audience review, 90%.
90?
Critical review, 40%.
I'm gonna go 30-70.
No, sorry. 30%, yeah. On critical review. And you were saying?
30-70.
I'm gonna do like 2080.
Okay.
Okay. So, critical review, 15%.
Oh!
That low?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh.
Audience score, 38%.
That
No
low?
way!
Cried.
Wow.
Big Show was in it.
That doesn't
The Big
feel.
Show wasn't.
I mean, that doesn't. I mean, that feels right.
he's gonna
but-
deck your halls, bub.
And then he punches the little dude. He flies across the
buddy.
room.
Oh, little buddy.
That's just like live action Looney Tunes.
Yeah, exactly.
It really is.
It is. I think most people just think
Are you an angel?
Like complete with like cartoon bombs.
Oh my gosh. The Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace?
Oh.
Yeah.
You want us to look at the Phantom Menace? The Phantom...
I say 20, 30.
I think with prequel fever,
Yeah.
I think audience review is going to be much higher. But honestly, I can't really think of good numbers.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's
kind of a wild.
I
card.
can't imagine really. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be super high,
Yeah.
at least from the critical rating.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the audience rating might be up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Critical rating was 53%.
Okay.
Audience score was 59%.
Whoa.
Not that much difference, huh?
That's about as middle as you can get.
It's pretty
Yeah.
middling.
Third of middling.
Oliver and Company.
Oliver and Company.
No.
I want to see.
No, no.
I liked that movie.
I like it too. Why should I worry? Why should... Okay, I say 60-30.
60-30, so
I'm
60,
okay with
60
that.
critical,
Yep.
30
I am
audience.
perfectly
You
fine
think that
being
the
wrong
audience is
about
lower?
this. I'm perfectly fine being wrong about this.
I'm gonna say like 50-50.
Okay.
I'm going to go 30-50.
30-50. Okay. Josh was the closest. Critical score was 50%.
Oh.
Wow.
And audience score was 62%.
All right.
Okay.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Right on. see. I almost suggested Solo. I don't know if we want to do that.
Why would you?
Compare Face Off and Rogue One.
Oh.
Because, like, the last time I checked, Face Off had a higher score than Rogue One.
Oh,
How
man.
could Face Off have a higher score?
I don't know. I couldn't remember, and I can't remember if it was the critical score or the audience score. One of them was higher. Because I think, like, Face Off, last I checked, was, like, 89, and then Rogue One was, like, 83.
I want to take his face off. I could eat a peach for hours.
So
What?
Roscoe's sister finally got to watch that, and we teased her about it.
Yeah. I still think that movie has one of the most gratuitous explosions in, like, an action movie I saw with the boat. Because, like, it not only explodes into, like, a nuclear fire, but it just hangs on it for, like, 10 seconds, and then it explodes again.
Yeah,
Like,
the
there's-
secondary fuel tank.
Yeah, there's, like, 2 explosions.
Then they have a harpoon fight.
all because he, like, drove through the bridge.
That's right.
Where all the fuel is stored, I guess.
Wow. Oh, and then after that, Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
After that.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Alright.
All right, I'm not even gonna guess
one
at
you want
the.
first?
I'm not even gonna guess at the individual numbers.
Which one
I'm
first?
going.
Do Face Off and then Rogue One.
Okay.
Face Off?
Mm-hmm.
There's something wrong with this, because the critical review says 92%.
Face Off?
Face Off.
Face Off has a critical review of 92%.
No way.
And an audience review of 82%.
Wow.
Why is Face Off the greatest movie of all time?
Why is Face Off the greatest movie
Why are you
ever?
questioning it?
Face Off, the perfect film confirmed.
No, it says certified fresh.
Excellent.
As things are correct.
No.
As all things should be.
A beacon of hope for our dying world.
You're on Rogue One now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Rogue One is 83% critical,
Okay.
86% audience.
Also pretty
so
good.
the audience rating is higher than the critical
Okay.
rating.
Okay.
So
I
I
say
think
comparable. I
Oh, sorry,
think.
the audience rating is higher in Rogue One than it is on
yeah.
Face
So
Off.
I think it was the critical score I was looking at.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
That is so weird.
You said Last Action Hero?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Last
That's
Action.
one
Con
that
Air.
we loved a lot growing up.
Con Air.
Con Air. I whenever I think about Face Off, I also think about Con Air.
Why
fair.
didn't you put the bunny down?
Why did
Why
you put the
couldn't
bunny
you put-
back in the bag?
Oh,
Back
the
in
box.
the box.
Yeah,
Back
yeah.
in the box.
We don't treat women like that. Sayonara.
I know.
Cyrus the Virus.
Cyrus the Virus.
I think my favorite line is still, "Damn, boy, feels like somebody shit in your mouth." You told me you loved me.
All right, Last Action Hero. Critical rating is 36%.
That sounds about right.
Audience rating is 47%.
That's too bad.
It is too bad.
Yeah.
I
People
love
don't
that, man.
appreciate
But
it.
I sort of
get it.
expected it.
Yeah.
Con
We did
Air.
mention before that Rotten Tomato numbers more often than not don't matter.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely not. None of these numbers
None
matter
of these
one iota.
actually matter.
I got Con Air. You ready for Con Air?
All right, hang on,
Give
hang
me
on,
Con Air.
hang on.
Yeah.
20% critical review, 90% audience review.
I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna say like 10 and then 20.
Oh, okay.
No, I like that.
Okay,
Let's go.
all right,
Let's
all
go
right.
really low critical and then really high audience.
Yes.
Okay. That's not completely incorrect. 55% critical,
Oh,
75%
Ah,
audience.
okay.
huh.
All right. I was hoping for a much more severe split, but that's okay.
I like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
Next movie. I did like a couple more because we've been recording
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
we'll
have.
probably call it after a couple more films.
Yeah.
What are you guys feeling?
Hmm.
Hocus Pocus. Good
Hocus
call.
Pocus.
Hocus Pocus.
Excellent. And then Halloween Town.
Ooh, okay, Hocus Pocus. It's been a long time.
I'm gonna go.
60. 30.
I'm actually gonna say like 50 and then like 60.
40-70.
Because I feel like that's kind of like a
70.
cult movie that people like.
Pie Man
now.
is the closest.
Whoa.
34% critical, 71% audience.
Wow.
Audiences love this movie, and I will have to agree with them because it's really good. Halloween Town.
Halloween Town or Wrath of Calibar?
Should we do both?
Sure.
Close it on that.
Calabar's Revenge.
Calibar's Revenge. Thank you. All right, so the original Halloween Town, I'm gonna say 40-70.
I honestly can't even think of numbers.
Right.
This is another
I
wild
can't
card.
tell.
Yeah.
I just want to
If I
know.
can find it.
I mean, it was a TV movie, so
Yeah. Who knows?
I can tell you, Calabar's Revenge
okay. We'll just,
doesn't have a critical thing,
All right, fair
but it
enough.
does have an audience one. Halloween Town 1 does have a critical thing, funnily enough.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys care either way?
I don't care. Just go for it.
Do it.
Halloween Town 1 has a critic review of 80%
Nice.
What?
and an audience score of 72%.
Wow. Okay.
How about that?
Halloween Town 2 only has an audience score and it's of 62%.
All right. All right.
So it's really not that awful.
How about that?
Next.
No, I thought we were going to close
Was
it
that
out.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. One more. Just
more.
To, just
Look
to
up if Chalk
end.
Zone has a
Score.
Yes. Yes. Do it. I want to. I want to know.
Yeah.
And then we'll do whatever.
Whatever you had left, Hyman.
I didn't. No. No. I was just
You're
saying.
like, just one more to close it out?
Yeah. I was just saying just one more.
Okay.
I think Chalk Sound's a great pick.
All right.
I almost want to watch Chalk Sound now.
It's cool. It's actually a pretty cool show.
It's really imaginative.
Yeah.
I don't see Chalk Zone.
It's not.
Oh,
Dang.
that's too bad.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Can't win them all.
Let me see if I can just find it by Googling. Oh, was it one more?
I would say it's like Secret of the Seal. It doesn't have an entry, but other people obviously have seen Chalk Zone.
Oh, you know what?
I can't confirm it wasn't just Masters of Martial Art messing with me.
I got one. I got one that we'll close out on.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
all right.
I guess it might have just been one. Let me see if this is. Nope.
Okay.
Sorry.
Whatever the last Land Before Time film is.
Oh, let me look that up again.
Number 14.
Number 14.
The 14th Land Before Time.
We must find the 14th Land Before Time.
Man. I wonder how much the animation had devolved.
Oh man.
Journey of the Brave.
I hope that they're just like scooting pictures of them.
I was hoping it'd be Wisdom of Friends.
No, it's just the same animation from that Russian ripoff. You know, with the yee.
Oh gosh.
No, it was Italian.
No, what
I
was
think.
the live action like dinosaur show where it's like the dinosaur kids going to school?
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Yeah, it was ironically just called Dinosaur.
Just called Dinosaur.
Yep.
It's that.
You're
It's
talking about the
Dinosaur.
one with the Swolosaurus Rex?
Yeah.
It takes the
Oh, sorry, Tyrannosaurus Flex.
Yeah.
what do they call them? Thornies or something like that?
Yeah.
Thoroids. Or Thornoids.
Thornoids, yeah,
Yeah,
Thornoids.
Thornoids. Whichever is the last one in the series that happens to have a rating.
Dinosaurs. I have a rating for that, as well as I have the
Oh,
a rating
okay.
for Land Before
Just
Time,
look up
Journey of the Brave.
All right, you hit me on the dinosaurs and then Land Before Time.
Okay, the Dinosaurs TV show. Critical rating is 96%,
Dude!
and the average audience rating was 81%.
So Dinosaurs is as good as Face Off.
Yeah, is at least as good as Face Off.
Dinosaurs, greatest show on television.
I do legitimately remember it being well loved when it was out.
Yeah.
I have to give it props just for the amount of work they put into the costumes
Oh,
and
yeah.
everything.
There's a lot of work that put into
Yeah.
that. And then The Land Before Time does not have a critical score. It simply has an audience score of 59%.
That's as low as you got, I guess.
Land Before Time, Journey of the Brave.
What if the Land Before Time films became better?
No.
like they dipped around 8 and 9 and then made a
Like
resurgence.
Wisdom of Friends is like 98.
Yeah. It's actually a hard tale. All right. Shall we begin to wrap up?
I guess that'll do it for us
I
then.
think
huh?
so.
All right.
I think so.
How-
On that middling gray note.
Yeah.
What a crazy adventure we've been on.
That seems appropriate for our podcast.
Yeah.
It's just like this low fart.
Just sort of
ends our podcast.
end with a little dribble.
Ugh.
Well, anyway, everybody, it was really great having you around while we talked about movies for 3 hours.
Yeah. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes, thank you so much. You guys are all wonderful, and I love you all.
Be sure to check out Conversations About ...
Yes.
Some fun stuff. Couple of cameos, very special ones that got made in that
Ooh,
one.
do you guys want to see the cameos that we got for Conversations About ...
Cameos?
Yeah.
They also name dropped me in Jingles.
You mean the video game cameo?
Yeah, cameo.
Cameo.
Or was it cameo?
I don't
and then
know.
the sequel it didn't get?
You want me to take it over to them once you find it?
Listen, man, I don't care about your networking.
Actually, there's one. Should we do? There's just one that I
Yeah,
really
just
want
do
to
the
show.
one that I know they both
Yeah.
would appreciate.
The one that matters.
I don't appreciate anything. You
Because
should
we
know this
got
by
two.
now. I'm too jaded to appreciate anything.
Yeah, by that I mean all of them matter.
Yeah.
Other people's success makes me angry.
It's loading. Let me see.
It was a wonderful little treat to get at
Yeah.
this earlier.
Yes.
It was a surprise.
It definitely was a surprise.
A surprise, to be sure,
A surprise to be
but a
sure.
welcome one.
So, prequel memes obviously taking me into the pits, but I saw one where it's a guy taking a picture of his newborn daughter, and it was all like, I just turned on the TV and I was worried about the first film that my newborn daughter would be seeing for the first time ever. And I'm grateful to say that it was a masterpiece playing. And it's that scene where Palpatine's going, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. All right, I'm going to take this over to them.
Yeah, and just press the play button.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dio Madden.
What's going on, you filthy nerds and weeaboos? It's your boy, Dio Madden, and you are listening to Conversations About ... with Jingles and Smiter. Enjoy the show. And to answer your question, my favorite anime is Evangelion. Everybody should know that. It's my very favorite.
I did know that.
Yeah. Everybody should know that.
Oh, we've been doing that networking thing that you don't like.
Yeah.
Are you telling me I was in wrong this whole time?
No, we're telling you were in the right this whole time.
Yeah.
It's not that you were wrong, it's that we were right.
Okay.
So yeah, Will got Dio Madden to shout us out. He got another NXT superstar, Leo Rush, to shout us out as well. And I
Known
just
as
happened-
the man of the hour.
the man of the hour. And I was talking with him, and I was all like, "Hey, you should see if Dio Madden will do it," because most of us here, I believe, are pretty big fans of Dio Madden as an individual.
Yeah.
How did you get that? Say your names. He's in a dark room. Did you hold a gun to his head? Was he drugged?
But yeah, Dio Madden, that's awesome. Go watch Conversations
swell
About
guy. What a swell guy.
What a super swell. Love that guy.
Okay.
Okay, and so we'll go ahead and sign out. I have been Jingles Roscoe.
I continue to be Smiter Roscoe with our good friends.
These morons call me Pie Man.
And, our really
I'm
good-
the schmuck known as Josh.
and we thank you all for continuing to join us and hope we get to see you guys in the next episode.
Yay.
Next time on the Mythos podcast.
Bye.
Bye.